You, hey you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you tired of the same old podcasts with the same old panels and the same old rhetoric? So am I. So come spend time with me, where you can have a laugh, be entertained, and learn something. I'm your host, Nova, and welcome to School of Thought. Class is in session. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing tonight on this Tuesday at 9 o'clock my time? I hope everybody's work week has started off with a bang. We're getting really bad weather and all kinds of stuff going on, as well as my bad hair to match the bad weather. We're going to have guests up here tonight. It's going to be Shane and Trippy, if he so desires to speak up. Thank you for showing up, Uncle Dunce. Hi, how you doing?
Woo! It's a Sun. Oh, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Hey, chap.
Hello. How you doing,
Shane,
buddy?
how is it in good old Ireland right now?
It's cold. It's cold.
It's cold over here. We're supposed to get snow again, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's cold and rainy and windy.
Yes, it's been much the same over here.
Mm.
So we're going to wing it a little bit tonight. I kind of just got a bug up my ass and was like, screw it. Let's just stream something. And I watched a couple things that interested me, and I figured we could talk about them. So one of them is going to be how most people don't understand how America is structured. And what I mean by that is most people don't really understand it's actually a corporation. So I'm going to introduce that. And we're going to bring up Kingdom Reacts, because you know what? I like that guy. He puts out some really good content.
He really does.
He really does. And also, Kingdom, if you see this, we do a lot of work behind the scenes for people on YouTube, including artwork, thumbnails, material, research, and stuff like that. So you said you needed some help, and I'm going to reach out to you. So when you see this, that's who's reaching out to you.
Hells yeah.
So we're going to take a look at that.
Clown and this chick and Shane can help. You know, we got got friends.
we got friends in places. And then we're going to play a little bit of the Devil's Advocate, and we're going to introduce what is her name? Whitney Webb. Whitney Webb. A little bit of controversy behind her, but that chick is on her stuff, man, and she's got some really interesting books. Some really great stuff if you really want to know about the history and the connections of the Clintons, as well as other things coming up, including JFK and RFK Jr. So let's get started. It's now 9/11. I think I've done enough of an intro. Normally I would read something. Yeah, very much, right?
It's nowhere near September.
What? Yes, it is. Yes. All you little thoughties out there, I hope you remember to like and subscribe. Oh my God, Spittle Buggy. Spittle. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is one of the articles I'll be reading from, just as a little introductory, a little bit more of the dark side of the introduction. What every American should know: the Republic versus the corporation. I need a little drink of water. Hold on.
Everybody likes to watch.
Oh, yes. Something wet, right?
I guess.
No pun intended. Did you know the United States in capitals isn't a country, it's a corporation? In all contract law, it's always significant that all capitals are used when referencing a corporate name, which this is true, by the way. All of mine were also. A legal clear distinction from a live individual. The corporation was created for the District of Columbia, aka Washington, D.C., not even a state, via the Act of 1871. United States Corporation operates under private international law with their own corporate constitution. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because now that Doge is, doing its thing, they're talking a lot about different agencies, about the FBI and everything else, obviously about the Federal Reserve, all that crap. So the various federal agencies, also corporations, are BLM, Black Lives Matter. Gee, I can't imagine why that is. CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FDA, Food and Drug Administration, FRC, Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, and the WHO, World Health Organization, to name a few. Yeah, fuck them. These are all American tax. Yes, sorry. These are all American taxpayer-funded subsidiaries under the United States Corporation. But wait, aren't we supposed to be a republic? Now, you're ready for the kicker. What most people do not know about the United States, Inc., is that it is a foreign corporation. This means that the politicians working in Washington, D.C., and nearly every politician, judge, attorney, police officer, government agent work throughout the USA are foreign agents. I'm going to have to do more.
Yeah, that sounds a bit fishy.
That's a bit of a stretch, but...
Yeah, that's a little bit of a stretch. So you know what? I'm not even going to... Yeah, it starts talking about treason and stuff. I'm not going to even mess with the rest of that. It does mention, though, if you want any proof of this, look at subsections 15, 15A, and Title 28, U.S. Code 3002. And you should see the sentence, United States means a federal corporation. Okay, so we've touched on that. What do you gentlemen think about that before we continue?
But it's true. You might argue that the elections elect the head of the corporation, the president,
Yes.
Yeah.
We could definitely do that. Yeah.
We got to sell ourselves as like a good place to do business with in the first fucking place. So it's good that we have certain people that know how to do business versus the last few presidents who just wanted to make money. And
it sort of makes them immune from, like, it's like a limited company. Like if a secretary or a president makes a financial decision, they're not liable for it. The corporation is.
Correct. So then we got this one article here published in 2017, which I'm not really in the mood to read all of this, but let's check out the abstract section really quick. The U.S. Constitution is best understood not as a social contract, but as a popularly issued corporate charter. The earliest American colonies were literal corporations of the crown, and like all corporations, were ruled by limited governments established by their charters. From this, Americans derived their understanding of what a constitution is, the written charter of a sovereign that ordains and limits a government. The key Federalist innovation, was to substitute the people for the king as the chartering sovereign. This effectively transferred the governance technology of the corporation to the civil government, including the practice of delegating authority via a written charter, charter amendment, and judicial review. Federalists used these corporate practices to frame a government that united seeming irreconcilables, a government energetic yet limited, republican, yet mixed, popular yet anti-populist, yielding a corporate solution to the problem of arbitrary rule. Leading founders considered this new government a literal chartered corporation of the people. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Yep, I agree.
She sells seashells down by the seashore. Ronan travels. He's showing up.
Ronan.
Hi, Ronan. It is good to see you.
Oh, place where anything goes asked if people can call in, and I didn't give an answer. It's up to the host, sir or ma'am.
What? Did somebody want to call in?
They're asking if we can call in, like, I guess just in general, like if it's an open panel.
Oh, it's not an open panel just yet. Why? Who wants to do an open panel? Who is it? Hi, Logical Spark.
A place in the woods is the one that asked. I mean, a place where anything goes, not a place in the woods. Sorry.
Oh. Okay.
Just loosening up my elbows,
Oh, a place. Okay, can we call it? No, not yet. I'm not doing an open panels just yet, honey. I'm a little new for that one. So, did you want to add anything to that abstract when we start talking about
just that, like, the original colonies were corporations? I think the first one was the Virginia Corporation for the Virginia.
Whoa!
I think he just cut out on that last word, didn't he?
That last word. Yeah, I heard Virginia.
You there, Shane? Did you lose connection again? Oops.
Oh, I grabbed the thing that Elon posted about the Social Security stuff for later.
Oh, sweet. That will come
just
very
toss it right up on mine. See? Boop.
Shane, come back.
When we need it.
He keeps losing connection.
It's a Shanny come back, is any kind of fool. Good. See, he's back now. I heard him say something.
From my end, I lost YouTube,
Oh wow.
Oh, you did?
and it said recording error.
Oh.
Now it's back.
Oh, good. Okay.
Hmm.
A place where anything goes. I will smoke weed and watch them.
Yeah, that's fine. Have
Pass
fun,
it around,
man.
my friend. Pass it around.
Ronan says the Social Security thing is a farce because of cabal programming, but
Yes.
the catch is you don't rate Social Security after age 115.
Oh.
Well, there's people on this list, at least one who's 360 to 369. So
Oh my gosh.
vampires.
Yes, vampires. Ronan, check your messages from me here in just a second. I'm trying to punch something through. Where the heck did you go on here? Ronan, could you send, for some odd reason, I'm not seeing it. Could you send me a quick message on my main Nova Star Instagram, please? I'm going to send you a link, okay?
I bit my tongue while I was sleeping.
Is that why?
Yeah. There's a little piece of skin on the tip of my tongue. It
The
doesn't
place
feel
where
normal.
anything goes. He goes, Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Yes, it is. On my last stream, I called everything the biggest racketeering criminal ring the American public has ever seen. So there we go. Ronan also says that is a cabal programming errors for default. Yes, it is. I'm waiting for that message, Ronan, because I'm gonna send you a link, honey. All right. You can come up on the panel with me. All right, so the next thing, let's watch this little tidbit on how things go, shall we? How corporate takeover of American politics began with Robert Reich. How do you say his name?
Reich.
Right. Thank you.
Reich.
Why is this
Republic.
the
Don't put your
Republic?
hand out like that when you guys say his last name, okay?
German.
Shamans.
1970, Commerce asked Lewis Powell, a corporate attorney who'd go on to become a Supreme Court justice, to draft a memo on the state of the country. Powell's memo argued that the American economic system was under broad attack from consumer, labor, and environmental groups. In reality, these groups were doing nothing more than enforcing the implicit social contract that had emerged at the end of the Second World War. They wanted to ensure corporations were responsive to all their stakeholders, workers, consumers, and the environment, not just their shareholders. Powell and the chamber saw it differently. In his memo, Powell urged businesses to mobilize for political combat and stressed that the critical ingredients for success were joint organizing and funding. The chamber distributed the memo to leading CEOs in large businesses and trade associations, hoping to persuade them that big business could dominate American politics in ways not seen since the Gilded Age. And it worked. The chamber's call for a business crusade birthed a new corporate political industry practically overnight. Tens of thousands of corporate lobbyists and political operatives descended on Washington and state capitals across the country. I should know. I saw it happen with my own eyes. I worked at the Federal Trade Commission. Jimmy Carter had appointed consumer advocates to battle big corporations that for years had been diluting or injuring consumers. Yet almost everything we initiated at the FTC was met by unexpectedly fierce political resistance from Congress. At one point, when we began examining advertising directed at children, Congress stopped funding the agency altogether. I was dumbfounded. What had happened? In 3 words, the Powell Memo. Lobbyists and their allies in Congress, and eventually the Reagan administration, worked to defang agencies like the FTC and to staff them with officials who would overlook corporate misbehavior. Their influence led the FTC to stop seriously enforcing antitrust laws, among other things, allowing massive corporations to merge and concentrate their power even further. Washington was transformed from a sleepy government town into a glittering center of corporate America, replete with elegant office buildings, fancy restaurants, and 5-star hotels. Meanwhile, Justice Lewis Powell used the court to chip away at restrictions on corporate power in politics. His opinions in the 1970s and 80s laid the foundation for corporations to claim free speech rights in the form of financial contributions to political campaigns. Put another way, without Lewis Powell, there'd probably be no Citizens United, the case that threw out limits on corporate campaign spending as a violation of the free speech of corporations. These actions have transformed our political system. Corporate money supports platoons of lawyers, often outgunning any state or federal attorneys who dare stand in their way. Lobbying has become a $3.7 billion industry. Corporations regularly outspend labor unions and public interest groups during election years, and too many politicians in Washington represent the interests of corporations, not their constituents. As a result, corporate taxes have been cut, loopholes widened, and regulations gutted. Corporate consolidation has also given companies unprecedented market power, allowing them to raise prices on everything from baby formula to gasoline. Their profits have jumped into the stratosphere, the highest in 70 years. But despite the success of the Powell memo, big business has not yet won. The people are beginning to fight back. First, antitrust is making a comeback. Both at the Federal Trade Commission and the Justice Department, we're seeing a new willingness to take on corporate power. Second, working people are standing up. Across the country, workers are unionizing at a faster rate than we've seen in decades, including at some of the biggest corporations in the world, and they're winning. Third, campaign finance reform is within reach. Millions of Americans are intent on limiting corporate money in politics, and politicians are starting to listen. All of these tell me that now is our best opportunity in decades to take on corporate power at the ballot box, in the workplace, and in Washington. Let's get it done.
Let's get her done.
He's right about the corporations, isn't he? How big they've become.
They're humongous.
Look at Disney. Disney's a monster.
Disney, when I started working for Disney back in the day, they have you do orientation, and they tell you about all the different stuff that they actually owned. I was astounded that they owned everything, including Touchtone and everything. I was just like, holy.
Yeah, they're a monopoly.
I'm not sure. I think they own something like 48 or 50% of all the media in America.
Yeah, they tried to move to buy Warner Brothers a couple of years ago. And the government stepped in and told them no, because you're pretty much already a monopoly, but they definitely are a monopoly.
Well, this is the thing. They've already passed the monopoly threshold. I think Standard Oil was broken up because it had 42% of the market.
They passed that threshold like twice, right? Or when they try to buy Warner Brothers, that would have meant that they owned Marvel and DC Comics.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah,
Discovery bought them in the end, wasn't it, Warner?
I think so. Yeah,
they merged.
You would have had Batman.
Time Warner, remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wolverine could have fought Batman.
That would have been
lost.
Or they could have had the the Justice League and the Avengers.
Yes, the Justice Avengers.
What I want to know is if they break up Gates, why aren't they breaking up Disney? Gee, can't imagine why.
They tried. I remember something. They wanted to split Microsoft. Do you remember in the 90s before other companies? They made them break it in two or something.
Yep.
And then he put the money into his.
Didn't they make him break it into threes?
Yeah, I remember he took the money and put it in his NGO, which is another racket.
Well, it's
no kidding.
Disney has had tons of characters that should have been in public domain, right? Like the first time Mickey Mouse was supposed to go into public domain, they found a loophole so that they could keep the character trademarked. And then I think it was like Warner Brothers had Batman and Superman roll around, and they used the same loophole as Disney did to keep the trademark.
Didn't Marvel had a thing about where they had to do something with old characters? They would fund these like really cheap movies that they never promoted just to keep the copyright.
Well, for the
Um,
movies, it was that Marvel sold off a bunch of the comic book characters in the 90s because Marvel went bankrupt.
mm,
So they sold like the rights to Spider-Man, but only for the movies, right? And
mm.
Mhm.
to this day, Sony still owns the rights for Spider-Man as long as it comes to movies. So
Didn't they
like,
buy the right or rent the rights back for the
yes,
Marvel?
they
Mm.
basically leased Spider-Man back to Disney, uh, and then told Disney like, look, you can have basically the ticket sales, but we're getting the merchandise. So
Ooh.
Sony got all the money for the merchandise.
How nice for them.
Yeah, they were like, but you can have the ticket sales money, you know. And so Disney made like $1 billion, and Sony stood to make like 80 billion or whatever. I'm just
And
throwing
because the
numbers out.
ticket
Not
sales,
real.
it's half of that goes to the theater owners as well. So it's really
Yes.
only whatever it's only half.
Hmm. So basically, Disney's kind of held over a barrel by Sony. They're like, we're keeping Spider-Man. You can just pay for him. How about that? You lease him out.
Okay, we're going to introduce now Ronan. Hi,
Ronan.
Ronan.
Hey, Ronan, welcome.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. We're
Well,
glad
thank
that
you
you're
very much.
here.
Pretty
Did you want to
damn
add
good.
anything to all of the stuff we're looking at
Well-
the dirty corporations of America?
I'm gonna add to it. Believe me, it's something I wanted to talk about anyway, and I appreciate you guys bringing me up on the panel.
Absolutely.
Um,
Anytime.
I love the guy that just finished speaking. I follow him intently because he's worked for the federal government for a lot of years.
Oh,
So
nice.
Oh,
I have a high respect for this guy, and he calls it down the middle. He's a straight shooter. It doesn't matter who's the president. He's only looking for the benefit of what's
Is.
good for America.
Yeah.
So when
That
this
kind of
guy
person.
speaks, I really do pay attention and respect his words. So
mm.
Nice.
that's one great thing about that guy. So I wasn't able to hear you guys for the last 5 minutes while I was trying to load in because I muted my phone that I was listening on. So I didn't
So
quite.
we were just talking about big corporations like Disney and what they own.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
monopolies, things like
Yes.
that.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Especially
I mean, it's
Disney.
kind of crazy that we're talking about monopolies, but yet and still, they're coming back around again. So many
Yes.
other companies are buying out other companies again. Pac Bell for a lot of years couldn't buy Atlantic Bell and GTE and all these other phone companies because they didn't want it to have a monopoly on the communications field.
Didn't
Right.
Bell was split up from AT&T? Weren't they one company once?
Pac Bell and AT&T. I'm not sure about AT&T, but I think Atlantic Telecom is what AT&T used to be called before they went to the initials. But yeah, there was a whole big thing where one company could have owned all the telephone systems while they still had rotary phones and manual phones before it went on to cell phones, which
I wonder if that was
totally knocked
still-
them out. Which totally knocked them out. I was
that still
part
the
of Verizon GTE takeover. I used to work for GTE in the Yellow Page business, and then they switched over to Verizon, and they kept the name because supposedly Verizon had a better marketing branding than
Yellow Pages, remember them?
great to me. But yeah, I was in California at the time, and they were merging then, and that was back in early 2000s. That was going on when they were starting to merge a lot of the phone companies. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you had a whole bunch of different Yellow Pages, and the Yellow Pages went down to a lot of nothing. So yeah, I remember a lot. But let's get into this, and I'll add to it as we go along because there's some things I definitely want to bring out. But yeah, that Social Security thing is kind of a farce.
Very
And
much so.
even Elon alludes to you can't hold him or Donald Trump to their word. Even Donald Trump said you can't hold me to promises I made. What do you mean lower the grocery bills? I can't do that. You know what I mean? So the minute he took over office, all of a sudden he started backpedaling on a lot of things. And then with Elon, he goes, well, you can't hold me accountable on some things because I'm not supposed to know, but yet and still you're running roughshod over all these different organizations that have traditions, standard operating procedures in place that stop people from doing certain things, and you're being able to do it without anybody's permission, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
One, you're a foreign national that just became an American. You have total access to a lot of things you should already have a top secret clearance for or more. And there's certain things that even with Social Security, I think I have a link. I need to find it.
Yeah, give me whatever links you've got.
Yeah, but it's Ronald Reagan talking back in Reaganomic days, where Ronald Reagan even speaks to Social Security being so independent. There's no reason why the federal government would need to touch it at all.
Okay, so
They
then
use it as an excuse. But I need to find it first. I don't know if I can find it, but I need to
what I'll
find
do
it.
is play this one and you look around for a link that you want to show. Okay, let me get this presented. So this is from my this guy that I like, Kingdom
Reacts.
Yes, Kingdom Reacts.
I tagged him in your description for you. Let's get his
Thank
attention.
you.
Get your ass over here.
I got it.
Not you, him. I'm like, get your ass over here. I like him. I watch him every day.
Yeah, I'm liking him more and more. This guy is this guy's pretty straight up, so I appreciate that.
Fake news reporters all day long here in the Washington, D.C. swamp who are trying to fearmonger the American people into believing that this administration is going after their hard-earned tax dollars and their hard-earned Social Security checks. So I want to set the record straight on your show tonight, Shan, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do so. President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the Doge team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. They haven't dug into the books yet, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent Social Security payments. And so their goal going into the Social Security Administration is to identify three things. Number one, to identify duplicate payments and to end them. Number two, to identify payments that are going to deceased people who are no longer living and should no longer be receiving that money. And number three, to protect the integrity of this system for hardworking Americans who have been paying into it their entire lives.
Amen.
So rest assured to all of the people watching your show tonight, if you paid into the system, honestly, you will continue to receive your Social Security checks. Do not buy into the lies from the legacy fake news media who are trying to fear you and scare you into believing otherwise. This is what we've seen them do about President Trump for years with every promise that he has made. And he's going in there to protect your hard-earned money. That is the ultimate goal.
That is.
While we're watching this, I'll hit pause in between so you gentlemen can share your thoughts, but also to touch on some of the fraud that I know about that California does. And if California is doing it, I know it's also happening all across America. So,
oh, it's happening big time in Michigan, Detroit. Like we knew people back when I was a kid that, you know, like their grandma passed away and they're like, no, don't say shit. We gotta get her Social Security checks. And they collected for months on end, even years. So, you know, the fact that the screenshot I grabbed, I don't know if he shows it in this video. I think he might, but the screenshot that Musk posted shows people from the age of 0 to 9 to 369 that are receiving Social Security checks.
Sounds like
I sent you a link in your Instagram. Go ahead and grab that link. It's to another YouTuber. His name is Jesse Dodomore.
Okay.
He's a Marine veteran, and he got into political commentary almost about 10, 15 years ago. And it's so serious for him. He moved from where he was to DC. Okay. So he's right there, boots on the ground. And he speaks to, you know, them attempting to gut Social Security.
Well, we definitely want to see that. And I'll put that on right after.
Yeah. And then I'm still looking for the Ronald Reagan thing. So
yes, and I'm really looking forward to that because, you know, a lot of people loved Reagan and I can see the benefits of it. Yeah. But I also saw some of the negatives, especially when it came to business policy. So
and didn't he end up getting dementia towards the end of his
the people around him pretty much was running the country.
Yeah, Nancy.
Yeah.
Before we go on, Missy, roughly, they say there's roughly 334 million Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're showing that, or at least the rough number is 394 million people are receiving Social Security checks in the U.S.
Wow.
So if it's 394 million checks going out, but it's only 334 million people in the country.
Immigrants could be that number.
And most of those people aren't even eligible right now. So, I'm not eligible. So, there we go.
Plus vampires. Obviously, vampires.
You know, I found out years ago that somebody had been using my social security number since I was a little kid.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I've had my identity stolen twice now. And they were writing
wow.
rubber checks up in Salina, California, someplace that I'd never heard of or ever been to.
Oh, God.
I had to like defend myself against the county.
Checks for rubbers.
Okay.
Yeah, they were rubber checks means that they're
Oh,
bouncing.
there's I believe that I was not incorrect.
It's okay.
Freudian slip there.
A little 14 slip, yeah. All right, let's play it again.
Is the truth. I don't understand what the delusion is on the left's end. I honestly don't get it outside of the idea of corruption being had on their end.
It's called a thieves mentality.
Yep. They're all pirates.
Elon Musk actually says the quiet part out loud. But before we get into that, I just want to reiterate what we just watched. You had Caroline Levitt, who said Elon Musk and Doge have been sent to investigate dead people.
I see dead people.
Yeah, no, we need Bruce Willis.
Payments. I mean, that right there, if you're on the left, the right, the middle, if you kind of crooked in between, if you in some little crack down on the left bottom of the earth, I don't know. You would hear that and go, yeah, I want to know where my tax money going. I really do. I really do. And now the left is continuing this fear mongering of Elon Musk is now trying to somehow steal your data. They're trying to invade your personal space and things of that nature. But come on, dog. We've actually said this before this tweet was posted by Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah, that's the one
I clicked on it. And it's actually
look at those numbers.
He said,
those are some numbers, huh?
Yeah, I've got it separate if you want me to like push it up on my screen for you. I could do it through OBS.
Yeah, if you want to. It's up to you. Whatever's easiest for you.
Here. See there? We got a little bit bigger.
I'll put
Hold on, I can do all sorts of dragging.
Yeah, I put the video of Ronald Reagan in your IG, so you should see it now, Nova.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to make him go bigger. How do I make you go bigger?
I don't know if you double click me or what.
I don't know. No, it's not that one.
No, StreamYard.
I take myself down.
She put herself in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Hey, we can handle this. Is somebody get a low cut shirt?
Never mind.
I suggest Shane.
I can't figure out how to get you below layout. There we go.
There we are.
Holy crap.
See that?
Sorry.
38 million 9-year-olds or 0 to 9. That's okay. You know what I mean? All the way up to like maybe 110. 3,110,000 to 119-year-olds are receiving Social Security checks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
3,120,000 to 129. 3 million.
My deceased dad would be in there 90 to 99.
All the way down to 360 to 369.
Damn.
There's only one 360 plus year old that's receiving Social Security.
Young dad.
I mean, how?
See this person.
You know what? This tells me that somebody hadn't reported these deaths, and those bodies either went missing or just stayed in the apartment.
Just stayed in the apartment, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They got planted in the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
Can you get can you vote can you your Social Security, could you get like a absentee ballots from that?
No.
I got a couple of cousins who have been on Social Security like their whole lives, and they do taxes and they get tax money back.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, thousands of dollars in some of them. Like my one cousin, she's like the mom of the house, right? And there's like 4 of them in the house that are all getting Social Security. And I think each one of them, we did the math on it back in the 90s, and at that time, they were getting like, I think it was $12,000 a month between them.
Dog.
Damn.
Yeah, 4 people. And then the mother would do her taxes, and she would get like $6,000 back. So
the child credit, income credit thing, definitely.
Oh yeah,
and you get them at least $1,500 each, and then
now they're all in all the kids are in their 40s. So, and I think there's only 2 of them in the house getting checks, but they're getting more now, of course.
Yeah, now that they're older, Social Security disability income is it's a crazy computation that they use for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like one of them in the house, he deserves it. He had some issues when he was a kid, and
Especially if
know,
they're like wheelchair bound or something like that. If something happened to them,
he
muscular
had like a growing
dystrophy.
disorder,
Yeah.
shunt in his stomach and stuff. But the rest of them, no, they don't deserve it. Yeah, it's just
You
a
think
very
she's playing the
lazy,
system?
huh?
She's playing the system.
Big time. Yes. Even right now, like
Yeah, I
she's
got a couple of videos of a woman that was complaining about getting kicked off of welfare, but she's driving in a BMW. She
yep.
goes to the Walmart to buy cans of soda so she can dump out the soda just for the cash for the
Yep,
aluminum
return it. Yeah.
cans. Right.
Yep. Get the
Yes.
bottle.
She's got a BMW.
Oh,
Wow.
dude, if you
You know.
go to, let's say, the DHS here in Michigan, right? You go to the DHS, there's Escalades outside, there's Camaros, Mustangs, BMWs, And it's
Right.
like, y'all are on fucking assistance? Really?
Right.
Y'all are on assistance, And it's like,
The-
dude gets out of the car, he's got the chains hanging, he's got fucking rings, watches, And it's like, you're going to go in there like that, and they're going to give you money, because they don't give a shit at that office. They're just like, I want to give you this so you get out of my office as fast as possible.
So basically, you're telling me I should have had at least 3 kids and then just done the racket like
Lived
all
off the
these other
system.
Oh, well,
brats.
Yeah.
like when I first got the diabetes,
No,
right?
I would not do that, but yeah.
They told me that if I wanted to get cash assistance for, the type 1 diabetes, and I was in a bad way at the time, they told me that the best chances of me receiving it would be to have at least 1 kid.
Yeah.
And I was
Wow.
like, what? They just blatantly tell you that.
Wow.
So,
Thanks
of
for
course,
thanks for the instructions there, Social Security office. Thank you.
there's tons of
Here-
people that
here-
go and they do it.
Here's how to game the system. Go have
Mhm.
a kid.
Oh, yeah.
We have a
Like,
few.
oh,
They
man.
won't give you so much pushback if you go have a kid.
Exactly. And, have a kid and then also have bills. So, like, we even prove that you have to pay something, of course. That part's normal. But she was like, have at least 1 kid, and then you can come back. We'll probably give you $1,000 or 2.
Right.
And then, like, my mom knows people at work that work and still get like $1,600 a month because they have a kid,
Wow.
and whatever. And that's bridge card money, by the way. That's not Social Security money. This lady that she knows gets, I think, $1,650 a month just on food stamps, and she
Holy
works.
crap.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Some of these women are making a killing.
yeah.
I can barely pull off 200 a week in groceries, let alone that.
Well, obviously
1650.
they're not spending it on groceries.
Oh, imagine, man! I'd be getting lobster and shit. I was like, "Hey, it's shrimp year. We're gonna have shrimp every day for a year." I had a guy come up to me multiple times because he saw that I was using a card back in the day, and he goes, same store, same guy. He'd come up and, "Hey, man, I'll give you $90 if you buy me $90 in groceries." I'm like, "What?
What?
Like, I'll give you the money. I'll give you the cash." And it's like people do that shit because they want to go and buy a bag of weed or whatever.
Oh, you should
like,
have said 125 and I'll consider it.
Well, that's
I
what
mean, if you're gonna
the guy
negotiate,
said.
you gotta negotiate.
The guy's like that. He'll be like, "Oh, well, if 90 is not enough, I'll give you 100." And it's like, why do you want me to buy you food so you can give me cash? That's weird. That's weird.
I sent you a TikTok link in your IG as well. So I'm just
Okay.
sending you all kind of links in the back.
All right.
Tiki taki.
Well, let's hit play again.
Bruh. I ain't gonna lie, when he said bruh, it hit the soul because I was like, I say bruh. Anyhow, he says, bruh, if I wanted to rummage through random personal I could have done that at PayPal. Hello.
Yep. Because he used to own
definitely
PayPal.
could have. He could have used that information for y'all to but he didn't. He moved with integrity. But all of a sudden now, when you got to audit where these people are stealing our money from, oh, okay. He says having tens of millions of people marked in Social Security as alive when they are definitely dead is a huge problem. Obviously, some of these people would have been alive before America existed as a country. Think about it for a second. Wow, 0 to 9 got over 38 million. From 10 to 19, 44 million, 20 to 29. So on and so on. You can see the numbers here. But hold on, let's get down here. This is where it get like, whoa, we got two people over 240 years old
That's not real. That's not real.
receiving Social Security. People who are 220.
It's not a real number, did you say?
Yeah, it's those. Like I said, COBOL programming. It's the way COBOL programming was. In order to have an actuarial number, it fits in a number, but the default, like I was telling you, was you can't live past 115 and still by default get Social Security. So there was still a stopgap. If you were still not reported as being dead at a certain age, you're going to get cut off anyway. So if you're God blessed to live past 115 years old, you ain't getting Social Security. Just to let you know, that's in the law. So in the law, at 115, you don't get Social Security anymore.
Holy cow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But like
Thanks
I said,
thanks for the heads up. So if we live a long time,
you're
you're screwed one way or the other.
Jesse Dollamore, that link I sent you, will explain that in a little more detail than what this guy is doing.
Okay.
I know he's speculating on the information he's given, but the other guy does a little bit better job of dissemination. Let's put it that way.
Okay. And also, Trippy, check the private chat because you're going to have to help present that because I can't get it into the window. It won't let me.
Is my mic working?
Yeah, your mic's working.
Oh, good. Okay. I changed this.
Yeah, you just need to download the clip in order to play it. You got to download it to your PC because it's a full clip.
God,
Yeah, I know.
I'm screwing this whole thing up. There we go.
Hey, shit happens. That's why we're here to help.
All right, take your time. I'm about to switch over to OBS Streamlabs, so we're about to start with Stream in a second. So we're migrating.
I got
this week.
Stream Elements.
Yeah, I know you do.
They hate me at Streamlabs. They kicked me off the damn platform.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you about it sometime if you ever want. But
yeah. We're gonna be picking your brain. I don't know why Fearless hasn't reached out to you because his company actually has him doing a task of your whole clown animation. He's doing something like that for Toyota.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
But
Right
as a bee, a queen bee.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, dude. I had to, I had to sit there and draw on this. I do that a lot. Star's seen me do it. She's like, "You're still working on that?" I'll be like, "Yeah. It doesn't look any different." I know.
Takes
like, I know. Shoot, I see the differences. Well, she does too. Star's got an eye for detail.
I do. And I also draw. So
it's the other people who are like, "I don't see a change."
No, I see the changes when you do it. But I also see stuff that, I'm like, you need to fix that. So,
and that's another thing. This woman, you guys should see her sketches. She is an amazing artist, but she will not take credit.
She is.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's hit play again.
I can't.
Oh, wow, there's 220. Is there anybody knocking? Alexa, is there anybody living that's 220 years old?
No. That's why.
Absolutely not.
No.
Vampires.
She said from somecode.com, there's been no documentation of a human living for that long. That's what she just told me. Now, that ain't
if you're talking about Methuselah, you're talking about Methuselah from back in the Bible days, that's recorded.
What was he, like 900 and something, wasn't he?
Yes. He was just under 1,000.
Yeah, these numbers were posted directly from Elon's account. And I think the Doge website as well. Because it's what they're seeing on their end,
Right. But then they have to go back, and a lot of these kids are not trained in COBOL.
Well,
so they don't know what the default programming is for that language. I was initially trained in COBOL in the military.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why I'm telling you, that language is a little weird. In order to get things to work, you kind of had to overextend the parameters. Let's put it that way.
Well, you know how they've been saying that like USAID was putting money into pottery classes and stuff like that. We all know that that's not really where the money was going, but that was their front. Yeah. Most likely. I mean, like you're not gonna be doing pottery classes and what atheist classes for Nepal. Like
Believe me, the government ever since the Golden Hammer days have really shut down because they used to pay us in the military. If we could catch something in the supply chain that was overpriced, we would get a bonus for
Wow.
screaming the whistle of saying, "Hey, that's overpriced. Blah blah blah. Give me my cut." So
Wow.
believe me, the military and a lot of different acquisition company ways of acquisition things has changed drastically from back in the days. A lot of this stuff is a lot of smoke and mirrors for a reason.
Yeah.
You know,
I still
and
can't
like
wait.
I said, some of these other videos will show you that this guy is a little kind of off, but I get it. He's given the initial opinion of what he sees, but
Mhm.
even you got teenage kids that are working for Doge.
Well, yeah,
not
they're
gonna know all the
19
rules.
and
Yeah, they
20s
don't know
and stuff.
policy
but-
procedures. They don't know what the catch-alls are. They're going through back doors and looking at this information and not understanding the systems themselves, and just
Right.
going off of
Well, I
black
say
and
good
white.
though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I say good. If we're gonna find money that has been allocated to stupid shit, great. You know what? Like back in the day when not even back in the day, like last week or whatever, when the conspiracy theorists would talk about CIA black projects and stuff. Like I feel like at least the president should know about what's going on behind those closed doors. Somebody should be checking and balancing that too. You know? I mean, hell, we had that one airplane that they were putting what $1 trillion a year into for
Mhm.
like 20 years, and there was never a finished product until
Hey,
all of a
Justin
sudden one day
Kemp,
there was.
Hey,
Justin
Justin Kemp.
stop text bombing my chat, or I'm gonna just bounce your ass up out of here.
Text.
That's your
Ah,
first and only warning.
well, there you go. I probably have a sound effect for that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
that
he's
wasn't.
about to get
I don't
one
know
of
if
those.
that played.
I can't even do anything right now.
Diabetes.
That's right. Diabetes. I'm allowed. Okay.
So I probably got to do a little more
I'll
digging.
start
But
the video
anyhow,
again.
the
Otherwise,
U.S.
20 minute
Capitol
video is going to be
Police
3
have
hours.
just arrested an anti-Elon protester after he sprayed painted the Trump supporter's face.
Oh God, yeah. This is
Nick Sorter also added, these wannabe Antifa degenerates are finally being held accountable. Sticking it, man.
Oh, spray painting is free speech, my ass. You're going to jail, bro. Lucky I don't want to go to jail. You Antifa. You think it's all right to spray paint somebody, bro? Hey, this guy just came up and spray painted him and his camera and everything. This guy. In the hoodie right here. Stop right there.
they got his ass by the arm.
Right there.
Yeah, you wear that. I don't know. Cheetah padded face mask.
I would
You say I
recommend.
don't consent to a search?
I would recommend.
New uniforms from Washington. They look different.
Hold on. I would recommend to all the normies out there, keep your butts at home. Don't be going to these events. Most of
Yeah,
these
no
people
protesting.
are paid for to show up to pretend to do these protests to begin with. So
Yep.
Oh,
keep yourself safe at home. Don't fall for it.
before we go on, Miss Nova, Miss School of Thought teacher,
Yes.
did you
Yeah.
hear that they're going to try to audit the Fort Knox, the whole thing with Fort Knox? Like they're going to try to go in there and see if it's real gold.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that
I
earlier.
guess that was announced today, but it hasn't been audited since I think 1974 or 78.
Some people
in
are
there.
estimating that there might actually be way more gold in there, and that
I think it's been empty.
that it's been.
That's my
Yeah, we got a couple gold heists going on.
Yeah.
that's my belief. Yeah, like I think it's emptied out.
What do you think, Ronan? You think there's actually more gold in there than what they're saying?
I think the New York Towers was a gold heist.
Oh shit. Okay.
I
That
think you
whole
might be right.
explosion thing at the very bottom had the International Gold Exchange was underneath the towers.
Yeah, that was like in Die Hard 3. Do you remember that was they were robbing the Federal Reserve,
Yeah.
which is supposed to have more money than Fort Knox.
Yeah. The more you know. Exactly.
Yeah.
But isn't it kind of funny
Absolutely.
how movies kind of reflect sometimes real life?
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
Hearing you.
Like there was a theory that the guy who wrote the movie Goldfinger was actually trying to tell people what was going to happen in real life, because Goldfinger 007, it's
You
about
saw the same
James
thing
Fleming.
I did. I see.
I did see the
Yes,
same
they're
thing. I
saying that
bet.
the guy who wrote most of the Bond stuff was actually British intelligence, and who he was taking real events and using fictitious names. My God, we were
I
watching.
believe he worked for MI5.
Yeah.
It's MI6. He was directly
I know.
under the chief. He was in charge of propaganda as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how that works. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I've been saying it for years that the movies is basically dictating to you what your future is going to be. They're giving you little glimpses of it.
There's no way Homer Simpson is that damn right all the damn time.
There's
I know.
I know, right? For being the dumbest guy ever, right?
Like they
Mhm.
predicted
right.
the Trump run and everything.
Mhm.
The Trump run, and they predicted a lot. There's like 8 or 10 different things that people consider predictions. But I was going to say, conspiracy theorists actually call it predictive programming. When they show you something in a movie or TV show, and then it becomes
have you guys
real.
done the mirror thing?
What, with the towel?
Yeah.
Like, and you move your head?
Yeah, you move your head, but you're standing in front of the towel holding the towel, so the mirror can't see you moving at all if you have a towel in front of you. But if somebody's standing at an angle, the mirror shows that you're moving.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
freaky.
It should not be able to do that.
Well, it's a
interesting.
there's explanations for it. You know, I'm not a scientist, but
They talk about curvature of light and everything else. So then we're
parallax
now
and
we're
everything.
looking at the movie Wanted, where he could curve a bullet around as a circle when he shoots it.
Oh yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on.
but he should have shot Angelina Jolie.
No, she did it to herself. Remember, she shot the bullet and then stood in the pathway for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb broad. Welcoming
Yeah,
himself.
awesome.
Damn good thing you showed up. And TVM and Spittlebuggy, you shooting out facts over here. They're actually on looking at reporting sheets from a Linux and Unix file conversion, so the information is vaguely close.
Yeah, Linux, the operating system.
Yes.
I don't know why I said that. Okay, there's an audience. You know, I was telling probably Spittlebug.
Can they hear us? Can you guys hear us in the audience pretty good when this thing is playing, so we can just play it and talk over it?
All over the side of my head.
Let me know.
Yeah, let us know.
I think they can.
You guys fine? You get on recording?
Mic check. Can you guys hear us while the video is playing?
Yes, mic check. And I will check your settings and turn you
one.
on.
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna turn you up on it.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, and TVM said we can hear.
Sweet. Even better.
Wow.
Now, what
What
is
do
he
we
being
have
arrested
going on
for?
here?
Oh, he got arrested for spray painting the guy with the camera. This dude spray painted his face and his camera.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome in, Shan. Nice to see
Bro
you
look
again.
like, what's the dude name? Who's the leader of the
Oh
minions?
God.
Is it Groot? Groot?
I think that was his wife
Bro
in the
look like
background.
Groot, bro. Like,
Groot.
look at him. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Nick Soder added that this is D. Yarberry, 78, who actually went through this, and he is
Hi,
from
Roger.
1776 MG Media.
Back.
And he's a patriot that loves to live stream, and he also adds more to come. So definitely go follow him and check him out. I'm going to go ahead and follow him and do my duty right now, so we can dive into the story a little more. George says, you have no idea how happy this makes me. Yes, I'm happy that Guru just got arrested. Okay, now let's go ahead and see some more on the ground footage. Shout out to my guy, Charles.
This is like
R.
videoception.
Downs, saying protest organizers are asking people to be careful.
We're
with
watching a
pictures,
video
to be
of a
aware
guy
of
watching a video.
metadata.
Yeah.
Word.
So
And
they learning.
we're watching.
I mean, I guess they are
And we're a
now
video.
trying to teach them how to evade insurrection charges, huh?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Protest organizers have begun speaking at this massive protest outside Capitol Hill. What's interesting is the protest organizers are asking people not to take pictures and to be aware of metadata. I assume that's because federal employees are not allowed to protest. It's technically against the law. So they don't want their people being identified. But literally everyone is just holding up pro-USAID signs, pro-DEI, pro-woke signs. Like you see behind me, we got the flag, support the thing. It just keeps going. People are just chanting. But yeah, I found it really interesting.
I want to know
The
how much they get
organizers
paid to
really
do this
said,
crap.
be aware
Oh, you
of
know they're
pictures and
still
be
taking them
aware of
Soros
metadata.
checks.
I know they are, but I want to
We
know how
don't
much.
know
I
if
want to
any
know what the
elected
pay rate
Democrats
is.
will be showing up to this thing today. But like we've been
Shit,
saying,
I want a
sorry,
Soros
it's
check.
very
What I
windy
got to
here.
do for that?
But like we've been
I know,
saying,
right?
look at that nice flag behind me.
I wear a
But as we've
blackface
been
mask and
saying,
everything. I'll be like,
they have stage
Yeah.
set up.
I hit somebody in the head with a bike lock.
A
Wait,
big
no, I
ass
won't. No, I won't.
gorilla gorilla
Hopefully
ninja
we're
up
gonna
in
ask
there.
them some
Not
wonderful
me. I'm not
questions.
working for the devil.
So stay
Thank you.
tuned for more.
It's kind of hard for me to make out right what they said at the end. But yeah, of course they're gonna tell y'all to be careful. Hey, look, now we're gonna go out there, we're gonna stage some stuff. We're gonna, go in and go undercover again. But this time, make sure you don't take no pictures because you seen what happened to the last guy.
Yeah, don't take no pictures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah.
I'm just saying. It says looks like more non-essential people on the taxpayers' payroll can be sent to the private sector. Woo-hoo. The more off our backs.
Yeah, like I wear my Antifa outfit and then I run away.
But that protest too. I understand the government has excellent facial recognition. I'm over here. I said recognition.
Recognition.
Facial recognition
Oy vey,
capabilities.
TVM.
Of course, they are mostly government employees. It's in DC. Track the metadata. So maybe the theory isn't too far-fetched.
Shit.
Now,
I forgot the
more
music.
about the protest. I just want y'all to hear just how
Shit.
wild they chant is right here. Like they don't even got no cool chants.
Gulf of America.
Gulf of America.
We pay for it, motherfucker. It's ours now.
It's like a 50% ownership.
That's so adolescent. It's like, it's a body of water. Really?
Yeah. Well, you know what that was? That was Trump swinging his little, his clicker clackers.
His little pencil.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Wilding out there.
I have one. I'll push it across my desk. I'll join them.
No, you don't. I'm pretty sure. The rest of us do.
Hey,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Y'all, yes, man. Y'all lost clothes. Hey.
Unless you got a prostate.
Y'all,
and I hope
man,
you don't.
I done had to go.
Exactly,
Hey.
that's right.
No, I was kidding. That's why I got my
I
pencil
know.
out like this.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. You know what he could do, Ronan? He could rename Mexico itself. He could be like, that's America #2.
Right.
That's foreign speaking
What
America.
a J6 Popo, huh? You own a store, your store gets robbed. Elon looks at the video of the robbery and tells you who did it.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you
what I
want to
said too,
arrest
D.
Elon. You're an
Ward. I
idiot.
wonder how much these guys
This
are
is a
getting
meme
paid.
that's very popular. We've seen this maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 videos ago.
I got a
I've been
couple
wondering
hours
for
on my
years.
hands,
I'll be honest, it's probably not that much per person. You know,
Probably not.
Y'all know
it's
how
like
they say
just enough
silent.
money.
You got to
Just
love
be
your
honest.
country. Do it for your country.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
you need a check?
And also
moved so y'all know I
go
wouldn't
viral. Yeah, you might
there
get
have to
famous
be
by going
severe
viral.
consequences for the crooks behind the biggest fraud ever perpetrated against American taxpayers. Imagine being responsible for this massive corruption and protesting those.
I bet some of them
exposing
are
it.
even on payroll. I would almost bet you.
I'll bet, yeah.
Man, y'all are gonna love Elon Musk when they start to be able to save not only us but America as a whole. Well, I guess that is us. Money, my fault. Elon Musk, what did he say? Likens Trump derangement syndrome to rabies,
11.
reflecting on how he was once celebrated by the left. Wow.
Now you're going to rescue astronauts. And now, and again, you do all of this. I would think liberals would love the fact that you have the biggest electric vehicle company in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be adored by the left,
Yeah, not anymore.
Less so these
He
days.
killed that, huh?
I mean, less so.
I really did it.
Well, I mean, this whole sort of like, they call it like Trump derangement syndrome. And I don't, you don't realize how real this is until like you can't reason with people. So like I was at a friend's birthday party in LA, just a birthday dinner. And it was like a nice, quiet dinner, and everyone was behaving normally. And I happened to mention, this is before the election, like a month or two before, I happened to mention the president's name. And it was like they got shot with a dart in the jugular that contained like methamphetamine and rabies. Okay, and I'm like, what is wrong, like, guys? Like, you can't have like normal conversation.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like that they become completely irrational.
You can't have normal conversations with people with these abnormal mental states. Serious, man. Try to just talk. You can't talk.
Just call them mental
simple,
patients. Just say it.
objective facts.
Because
with
that's what
people
I'll
who
do.
just
They're mental
already
patients.
Patients
All of
of
them.
made
Trump
it up
derangement
in their
syndrome.
mind that
Yeah, they're just
you are the one that
deranged
they wanna
anyway.
hear it
They're
from.
part of
Mhm.
what Reagan let go in the 80s and all
People
the
rather
mental
live in
institutions,
fantasy
and they're
than
filling up
truth.
the streets.
It's safer for them for some reason.
You know,
The
seriously.
TDS is strong in this one. Ah, yes. Rated EA added.
You know, speaking of, I actually
You
have a
can't
cousin
reason
who
with
stayed
people.
in the
TDS
mental
can make
institute to
people
try
who
to get
loves you once
SSI.
turn-
Really?
Oh yeah, he spent 2 weeks in the mental institute and ended up getting SSI for like I think they gave it to him for 3 years,
Holy
and then at
crap.
the end of the 3 years, he had to do something else to keep it going. But they gave him a decent sum. I just don't remember what it was. And this
That's
was like early
dedication.
'90s. So
Yeah, that's dedication. Did you see how he liked it in there? Was it fun? Was it adventurous?
he said, I think his exact quote was, "It wasn't fun, and everybody in there was cuckoo, except for
Oh,
me,"
gee.
which made me think like he was probably the only one that was actually nuts. You know?
To get yourself in there just to get some free money, that's pretty
Oh,
it's out
look,
there.
That part of the family is messed up. Okay, when he passed away, his wife called up the military
Mhm.
because when he was alive and he was like 18, 19, whatever, he joined the military and he spent in 1 day. He was in there 1 fucking day, and then he cried for his mom, and they kicked him out. Like they discharged him, dishonorable discharge, right? He called up the military after his death and ended up, I don't know how she did it. She ended up getting him a military burial and a plot and everything.
Oh my God.
Get outta
He
here.
even got a flag folding ceremony. I was there for that.
Goodness.
And
That's not
all I
right.
could think the whole time is if he was here right now, he'd be yelling at you. He would not want this.
That's disgusting, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
bad, yeah. That's
She's like, I
screaming
got the
at
whole
face
funeral
of
for
No
our-
free,
offense.
guys. That's what her thing was.
Yeah.
And it's like, dear God. And like, I think you know who I'm talking about, Nova.
And they're back on you as
I
fire.
do. I think you showed me the
Yes,
picture.
man.
I did. She's
Mhm.
currently in the hospital because she
I've
burned
never
her throat
told
on
y'all
noodles.
this, but yeah.
Uh,
You know, somebody
On
who I
purpose?
considered a close
At
friend
this
of
point, I'm gonna
mine.
think everything's on purpose.
I
No,
remember.
no.
I
Wow.
don't think I should do that. I'll just say this.
They're a smart bunch, huh?
I remember him wanting to start a family and rooting them on and cheering them on and all that. And he found out about my Trump association, and it's been years, and he started that family. And, you know, from afar, it's just like,
We agree, Spittle. Bring back mental wards again. Absolutely.
No, I'm happy for him. I'm not sad by no means.
He pretended he was
I am
going to
hurt by
cry.
the fact that I did root for him to be in this, to be able to, you know, accomplish what he set out to accomplish. In no way, shape, or form do I take credit. I would have loved to
You
have
leaving,
been
Uncle
there to
Guns?
see it come
Is
to
Uncle
fruition.
Guns
is all.
leaving?
Yeah, he
Now,
might be at work.
Elon Musk
I don't
the
know.
real
I
reason
think
why
he's
so
just
many
saying
Democrats are
pleasant
upset
evening
about
to
entitlements,
Oh.
Social
I
Security,
uploaded that Reagan
medical,
video to the
etc.
bottom of the screen.
fraud investigations.
Okay.
Is that they
I-
are
okay.
using your tax
Awesome.
money as handouts to attract and retain illegal immigrants, their future voters. That's what it's all about, right?
Or you want to just pause it and play that
Yeah,
one
just
with
so you can kind of
Reagan?
get behind what he's
Yeah. Let's
not
go ahead
saying.
and take a look.
Yeah.
Security has nothing to do with the deficit. Social Security is totally funded by the payroll tax levied on employer and employee. If you reduce the outgo of Social Security, that money would not go into the general fund to reduce a deficit. It would go into the Social Security Trust Fund. So Social Security has nothing to do with balancing a budget or erasing or lowering the deficit.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank
Or at
you.
least that's how it's
I
supposed to work.
appreciate that.
I wonder how much BS has happened since he was president that's changed the way that all works.
Yeah, but I don't think they can touch it the way it was written. That's what he's saying.
Mm.
Even if they
Mhm.
tried to, it would go into something else. It could
I would
never
hope not.
get rolled back into the deficit.
Could you turn your
Right.
gain up just a little bit, Ronan, please?
Yeah, you dropped audio a little.
Yeah.
Ronan.
Sorry about that. Is that better?
One more?
Better?
Yes.
Mic
Much
check.
better.
better. Yes, much better.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just keep mine
Yeah,
on deaf. And
sometimes I try to get that Barry White thing going on, so sorry.
It's good to do.
Baby.
man, if I knew how to run voice meter banana, I'd be doing all sorts of
That's good
crazies.
to know.
Not bad. Not bad. That's a good interpretation of that.
She's over there like,
Choke me, Devil Daddy. Choke me.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know
me.
much about Fortnite.
No,
This is
choking
what
is
it
so
is
much
right
I'm going to
here.
assume that some
This
people
right
are
here.
just like me. And we're going to use this clip from.
Shut
I
up.
really want to be.
I don't know what you're
Didn't
saying.
do
Be
that.
quiet
I
over
didn't do
there.
directly, but Mr. Red Pills.
see, I didn't do that one. That's Ronan.
That's not
That's
right.
I'm gonna have to ask
you?
that one though.
No, it was Shane. I swear it was Shane.
Oh, it's Shane.
No, it's
No?
me. It's me.
It was you.
It's my purse. I don't know you.
There you go.
Now that's not me.
I
Dude,
need
we
to
can
get
go
one
back
of
to this.
those. I need some sound effects.
You got the thing. We can probably test it with your new mic, but you
What
know,
thing? What? Let's talk about that
you
later.
bought
Okay.
sound pad anyway.
I don't have a sound pad.
I thought you did, but okay.
No, honey, I don't got no sound. No.
Posted this.
I'm not going to click anymore because they're all dirty.
To take you on a wild ride down a gold bar Fort Knox rabbit hole.
Oh.
Since Doge
shit,
has
okay.
been auditing everything, Senator Rand Paul over the weekend sounded the alarm that the United States has more gold bars than any other country, and it's all being stored at Fort Knox.
Mhm.
But yet it hasn't been audited
know
since
that?
1974. So he calls on Elon and says, hey, you might want to take a look at this. Elon Musk
Hey,
replies on
no,
Twitter
you
and
don't need to
basically
go in the
says,
fucking
what? They
building.
haven't done an audit since
Well, it's according to the
1974.
records. It says that we have that, so he wants to see if it's actually true, which I don't blame him. But I don't think there's jack shit in there. There's even a theory that says that when it was audited the previous time, that those weren't even gold bars that were looked at, and it was a little bit more recent. It wasn't really an audit. It was a couple of politicians went down there and actually looked into Fort Knox, and they were, shown what they were shown, and they're like, okay, yeah, there's probably gold in there.
Here's my biggest thing with this. You start opening up cans or opening up Pandora's boxes and discrediting the United States by a foreign national that's not necessarily an American and defacing us on a global scale. That's not the best thing to do.
Right.
Regardless of what's in that container or not. It doesn't.
But he is
have
a
to be
citizen,
cracked
isn't he?
open. I mean, our
Yes.
money is no longer based on gold standard.
Joint.
It's based on GDP. And I'm sorry, we have the highest grossing GDP in all the world. And it's not going to stop. I mean, we damn near double China.
Yeah, I think this is one of those endeavors that's like, we could leave this be for now. We can work on the other shit that's actually
you got
more
way
important.
too many other things to worry about than worrying about counting stacks of gold. If anything, that makes it look like you're fucking greedy.
Yeah, I totally agree.
A little bit, yes.
Like, we can just leave certain shit alone. We can work on the actual hard topics and points and shit.
Yeah.
But
I believe the U.S. holds other countries' gold as well.
Well, we did.
We're supposed
Once
to.
the World Trade Center got knocked down, no, we don't. They stopped doing that because they used to have to hold the gold in the World Trade Center in order to lobby it against the stock market or whatever they were doing with the exchanges. They would bring it here and store it underneath the World Trade Center. That's why I said there was a gold heist, because when the Trade Center came down, did anybody bring up all that gold that was under?
Oh, hell
No, I don't even think most people knew.
They were talking
Hell
about
no.
that building to high in hell, high in heaven. And all the
What was that
people-
other building? Remember the third building that came down? That was probably the one.
Building 7?
Yeah, but there's tunnels all up underneath the World Trade Center, and that gold is gone underneath that Trade Center. Nobody said anything about it.
You're coming a little quiet, Ronan, again.
Am I?
I'm
really?
checking the set. I've got him all the way up too.
I got
Ooh.
my mic turned way up too.
There.
Well, that's way better. That's
there,
way
that's
better.
better.
Wow,
Yeah.
that groovy music, man, is blurring me out. I can't be smooth and debonair. You know what I'm saying? I got to get real close up to the microphone. But that's
Yes,
okay.
unfortunately, that's what I'm
I'll just
doing
get a
right
little
now.
deeper with my voice, so it resonates through the speakers and everybody gets that bass.
Hell
And I know how women like the vibration sound of a deep voice. You know what I'm saying?
He's over here like lay your speakers down and strategy.
Where's the ladies
Howard
in the
Hughes
audience?
or Howard Starr.
I wasn't gonna say it, Trippy, but you did it for me, so that's okay.
It was that movie Private Parts.
Howard
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Did you even see that movie?
Have a seat.
I've not seen it all the way through. You know how little
Yeah,
I was
the
when
Andes
Private
did.
Parts came out? I was little. I don't know when it came out actually.
Well, I guess it's time to also
I'm gonna
cue that
Google
one up, huh? I'm trying to class you up a little bit and get you educated on older stuff here. Okay, let's go.
Absolutely should do that. In fact, he suggests doing a live video walkthrough of Fort Knox to ensure that all the gold is there. Weirdly,
I'm pretty sure
since he
they
made
don't
that
all-
suggestion, there are reports that U.S. banks are flying gold from London to New York. And I'm talking about gold, I'm talking mass amounts of gold, 8,000 bars worth millions and millions of dollars. Also, since this conversation started taking place, it is now raining all over Kentucky, and Fort Knox and the surrounding areas are under flood warning. So no audits are going to be taking place, at least in the next couple of days.
Oh my God,
What's
these
even crazier is that
conspiracies.
I was thinking the same thing when I watched this.
Fort Knox have been going around for decades. And in 1974, the same year that they stopped auditing Fort Knox, there was an article released that an anonymous source said that the Rockefellers were pressuring the Federal Reserve to sell Fort Knox's gold bars at a super cheap price to anonymous Europeans. After this was printed in the newspaper, the anonymous source was revealed to be Louise Boyer, Norman Rockefeller's secretary, and she mysteriously falls to her unaliving because she fell off of her 10-story balcony. How about that? Not only that, but the James Bond movie Goldfinger was Bond discovers Goldfinger's plan to rob Fort Knox of the gold. And who wrote the book Goldfinger that later became the James Bond movie? A guy named Ian Fleming, who worked for British naval intelligence during World War II. And back in the day, people believed that he was using real life experiences to write fiction that now became super successful. You could go a million different ways with all of this information. Was our gold previously sold to Europeans and now they're flying it back? Did it just happen to rain when an audit's supposed to be taking place? Did a counterintelligence individual try to sound the alarm back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s? I don't know, but I wanted to share all this information and I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
Of course you do.
Oh yeah, you got to comment. You got to get that engagement.
Get them clicks up.
Engagement.
That's right.
Lower the amount of makeup you're wearing because your eyebrows are almost invisible.
And her eyelashes.
We
Let's
ain't
tear her apart.
audited this in over 50 years, bro.
Was 1974 50 years?
Yeah.
I'm with him.
Yeah.
I'm with Rand Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, man, go ahead and audit that Knox.
My brain broke
Hill.
for a minute.
What is it? Yeah. Yeah, go Fort Knox. I said Knox Hill. Fort Knox Reserve, for sure.
You know what they should do?
The
They should
US
get Johnny
left the
Knoxville
gold
to go
standard
in Fort Knox.
1971. Interesting, the last audit.
Then he
was
can like
shortly
hit himself in the
thereafter.
crotch with a gold bar.
Great point. I don't recall exactly what I heard when I heard this, but it was probably the 80s. Fort Knox was empty. All the gold sold after the gold standard in 1971. There was no need to hold a massive gold reserve. So it was sold and the money spent by the U.S. government. And the money was spent by the U.S. government. So I'm curious.
Can I go off
very
on a
curious.
tangent?
Go right ahead. Makes good
Definitely has me
content.
raising an eyebrow right now.
I want to go off on a tangent. Look, I have heard so many conspiracy theories about Fort Knox. I've heard people say that the guards at Fort Knox don't actually have bullets in their guns. I've heard people say that it has been fake gold since before the Reagan administration. I've heard that they moved Fort Knox to a base underwater. I've heard people say that we gave it to the aliens. You know, I've heard people say we gave it to the aliens so they could fix their atmosphere.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, bro.
I've heard people say that Reagan was a lizard person.
Oh, yeah, the lizard people.
Reagan's a
that's
lizard
that's a thing,
person?
though. That's a thing, though. For real.
Yeah. Look at the royal family in Britain.
Yeah.
They be sticking their tongues out sometimes.
Supposedly, every president has been genetically linked to each other.
Oh yeah.
And
That came from
and like 6 degrees of separation type of thing.
That came from a little girl during the Obama administration. She did a lineage, like background check kind of thing on Obama with her grandfather, who I can't remember what he worked for. Do you remember, Nova?
Right now, no.
But yeah, he was like a lineage expert or something like that. And her granddad basically
Genealogy.
looked into the history. Yeah. Genealogy. And he looked into the history of Obama and was able to track it back all the way. And there's like only 3 presidents who Obama wasn't related to in some way.
Yeah.
And then somebody's recently done something similar with Trump, and ended up finding out that he's like one of 2 presidents whose family didn't own slaves, and that includes Obama. His family.
Well, it kind of makes sense when the family came from Germany.
Yeah, exactly. But Trump's family never owned any, so it's like, okay, I guess it's not everybody, huh? You know, like I know my family never did. We all been poor. You had to be like, you know, holding some money back then to do that crap. Like I was on the phone with my sister the other night, and my sister was like, "Did you know that the biggest slave owners in the history were actually a black guy and his wife?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Did you know that the ports that brought in the boats were usually ran by black people?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh." I'm like, yeah. These are things I can't usually, you know, speak on too much because my skin color gets me killed. You know.
No, it's true. There's a lot
And it's
of black on
weird,
black
man.
crime now. There's a lot of black on black slavery back then. You know,
I saw a video that I won't speak with the words they were using exactly, but they were talking about like the incest in like the hood and how prevalent it is, and nobody seems to know or talk about it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh God. And they were like, it's because of people, you know, getting somebody pregnant and then leaving them and never coming back, and then their son hooks
that
up with
was
the
the
other
whole
girl.
thing behind kissing cousins and why you had to have blood tests after a certain thing, because it was legal to marry your second cousin back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Something
think-
like that in order to keep
Ew.
the wealth in the family.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
that for sure. And rich people, like even the Rothschilds, still marry within the family a lot of the time.
Incest is
Gross.
best.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't really mean
I had that song
You're
that
not
that
gonna
guy
play
Back in
sang.
the day,
right
those
here.
old porn movies with
This
the
is
I
somebody
slept with
giving
my
us more
stepbrother.
insight to it. Hold on.
Oh, dude, that's still very popular on those websites, actually.
I wanted to show y'all this real quick.
Help
What
me,
if-
stepbrother. I'm
Stick
stuck
with
in the
me here.
washer.
Capital ads.
Hold on.
What if there's actually
I'll unstick
more
you when I
gold
get
than
done.
reported in Fort Knox
Exactly.
in the New York Federal Reserve Vault? And the reason we haven't audited it in 50 years is because the U.S. government will have to explain where and when we got it all.
I think Shane disconnected again.
I was watching
Is what
something
you
earlier
never
with
told
Lawson.
us.
He was like,
He's there.
gold.
He's just
oh, he's
muted.
there.
Oh.
Knox.
Naturally,
I
gold prices immediately began to soar.
I need
9 years
I think I
later,
need to speed
gold
him up,
sold
don't
for
I?
$880 per ounce,
probably
25
just,
times what the gold in Fort
Yeah, go
Knox
ahead.
was sold for.
Just a little bit.
One would think
Shut up.
that eventually someone in the government would get wind of what was happening and
Go
blow
like
the whistle.
0 point.
The largest fortune in the
2.5.
history of the world stolen.
Didn't you
Shades of
just
the
speed 'em
old
up?
James Bond film Goldfinger.
I did.
Well, as a
I
matter
mean,
of
slow 'em
fact,
down.
Ian Fleming,
No,
the author
I
of the
speeded
James
him up.
Bond series, was
1.25.
head of the British
I forget
counterintelligence
which way
service,
it goes.
MI5.
That way, kill some of the
believe
dead
in the
airmen.
intelligence
community that he wrote much of his fiction as a warning, as many authors of fiction do.
If the removal of all the good delivery gold from Fort Knox can be viewed as a deliberate raid on the U.S. Treasury, then such an operation might well have been years in the making, namely 40 years. Certainly enough time for Fleming to get wind of it and try to prevent it.
So just how did the story of the Fort Knox gold robbery get out? It all started with an article in a New York periodical in 1974. The article charged that the Rockefeller family was manipulating the Federal Reserve to sell off Fort Knox gold at bargain basement prices to anonymous European speculators. 3 days later, the anonymous source of the story, Louise Auchincloss Boyer, mysteriously fell to her death from the window of her 10th floor apartment in New York.
Mysterious.
How would Mrs. Boyer have known of the Rockefeller
Spittle.
connection to the Fort Knox gold heist?
Don't be yucky, spittle.
She was the
Yuck.
longtime secretary of Nelson Rockefeller. For the next 14 years,
Says
this man,
Business.
Ed Durrell,
What the heck is
a wealthy
that?
Ohio
No.
industrialist,
I'm keeping an
devoted
eye on the
himself to
studio
a
in case
quest
you
for
get
the
a warning
truth
or anything.
concerning the Fort Knox gold. He wrote
Why
thousands
would I
of
get
letters
one?
to over 1,000 government and banking officials,
I
trying
don't
to
know. I'm
find
just
out
making sure.
how much gold was really left and where the rest of it had gone.
Edith Roosevelt, the granddaughter of President Teddy Roosevelt, questioned the actions of the government in a March 1975 edition of the New Hampshire Sunday News.
My God, they're talking about all
Allegations
my
of missing gold
relatives.
from our Fort Knox vaults are being widely discussed in European financial circles. But what is puzzling is that the administration is not hastening to demonstrate conclusively that there is no cause for concern over our gold treasure.
I'm saying, like, they didn't make no statement, nothing. Like, they didn't do the Democrat thing.
It is in a position to do so. Unfortunately, Ed Durrell never did accomplish his primary goal, a full audit of the gold reserves in Fort Knox. It's incredible that the world's greatest treasure has had little accounting or auditing. This gold belonged to the American people, not the Federal Reserve and their foreign owners. One thing is certain, the government could blow all of this speculation away in a few days with a well-publicized audit under the searing lights of media cameras. It has chosen not to do so. One must conclude that they are afraid of the truth such an audit would reveal.
Just like they're not going to let you
What
walk
is the
around Area
government so
51 and
afraid
see
of?
all the technology
Here's the
they
answer.
got from
That's
the
right.
When President Ronald
That's
Reagan
right.
took office in 1981, his conservative friends urged him to study the feasibility of returning to a gold standard as the only way to curb government spending. It sounded like a reasonable alternative, so President Reagan appointed a group of men called the Gold Commission to study the situation and report back to Congress. What Reagan's Gold Commission reported back to Congress in 1982 was the following shocking revelation concerning gold. The U.S. Treasury owned no gold at all. All the gold that was left in Fort Knox was now owned by the Federal Reserve, a group of private bankers, as collateral against the national debt. The truth of the matter is that never before has so much money been stolen from the hands of the general public and put into the hands of a small group of private investors, the money changers.
Wow.
The tiny
So I
hats.
just got a crash course on what's actually going on with the Federal Reserve and why the American people have been asking for the audit of it. Makes me even more excited in terms of seeing what Donald Trump and Elon Musk is going to do to alleviate that. I want to know. Now I want to know. It says the truth of the matter is that never before so much money been stolen from the hands of the general public and put into the hands of a small group of private investors. Money changers is what he called them.
Yeah.
Like I said, at this point is, man, we got to sit back and let Doge be Doge. All right?
I don't think he taught the biblical reference.
Oh, I don't know why people think that Doge is coming after our money. They're going after the people who's stealing our money.
So, when it comes to all of this, like, there are certain things that not everybody needs to know that go on in government. That's obvious. Like,
I
we need
agree.
to keep certain technologies we're working on in secret. We need to keep certain things away from the rest of the countries that don't like
Nor
us.
do globally, a lot of countries don't need to know that information. That's the biggest point.
Exactly. They don't like us. They do like us. It doesn't matter. We need to not tell them every single thing.
It's right.
And I think,
It's not everything is not everybody's business.
I think Doge and all that, I think they know that, and that's why they're going after specific things so that the people can go, hey, you know what?
A lot of things.
I like this. Yeah,
They are.
yeah. It's for the approval rating a lot of the time, but some of it is actually worth looking into. I want to know why there's so many Congress people who are millionaires. I really want to know that, but at the same time,
insider
10
trading is a big
times
thing.
over.
Yeah.
millionaires.
Yeah,
They
I
know
want to
deals
take.
that are coming way before they even happen to everybody else in the public. So.
I want to see somebody, kneecap. What's her name? Pocahontas. I want to see somebody do that. Indian.
He said kneecap or damn.
I'm Native American. I'm Native American, but I'm blind and I got blue eyes. I'm Native American. If she's a Native American, then I'm a Moor.
She looks like she's a Dutch German.
She got into Harvard because she was a Native American.
She's a Navajo.
Navajo.
Ho.
Not the hoe.
Remember that beer thing she does?
Not the hoe I want to be around. Oh, man. Why'd you make me say that on this show? I'm going to get you in trouble.
It could be Creole.
Yeah, that's true. And then Nancy Pelosi.
I had to bring the music back down.
What's Nancy Pelosi's
has
net
gray
worth?
eyes and blue eyes, so
she's like 40, 50 million, Nancy Pelosi. I think maybe
Most
even
of my
higher.
family.
No, 300.
Oh,
300.
yeah.
Okay.
incredibly. I mean,
I think most of Nancy Pelosi's is in the last 4 or 5
Tony,
years.
why is your sound down again?
Who?
You keep it's going
I
down.
gotta be Mr. Smooth. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know.
I know,
what the issue
but
might
Come
be.
on.
Do you use
Let
Google
me
Chrome?
be me. Let me be
I don't
me.
know.
I don't want to have my face all up in the microphone like this so you can hear me. You know?
Here, I'll bring
Ronan, do
Trippy
you-
down just a
Hey,
little bit.
Hey.
Okay, turn me down. Do you
Just
use
a
Google Chrome?
tiny.
You know,
Because
damn.
I had to go through Chrome and
My beard
change.
coming off.
There's one setting in Google Chrome that actually, in StreamYard, it'll change your microphone volume,
Uh-huh.
and it's automatic.
Oh,
and
let me see my
it was,
settings. Let me see what I have my microphone set
It was
on my
highly
settings,
annoying.
my audio.
Yeah, check the StreamYard.
Oh, it's
thing.
already turned all the way up.
TVM says she doesn't
I
have
think
native feathers. She has harpy feathers.
Link started that.
Yeah,
yeah,
she could
exactly.
be a
She's got
harpy.
harpy feathers. Like, but I don't want to see her fly around.
Harpy.
Like, remember God of War? And the
Yeah.
harpies, they had like a woman's body but with wings, and it was.
Did
nude.
you
I don't
get
wanna
that
see
link up for Jesse Donaldmore?
I am right now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This
You
is
guys
gonna
ready
be-
for this
Yeah.
gentleman right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hit play.
Is he going to tell me a story? Let me get my teddy bear.
White
Yeah,
House
nope. There
are
you go.
insane liars. And I know you're thinking, well, of course they're insane liars. Of course they are. But the brazenness with which they tell straight-faced insane lies is crazy. Caroline Leavitt went on yesterday, and they're trying to push this claim. Let me back up. 70 million people collect Social Security in this country. 70 million. And Elon Musk, and by extension, Caroline Leavitt, and by extension, Donald Trump, would have you believe their lie, their insane lie, that of the 70 million people collecting Social Security in this country, 1/3 are fraudulent. That on a monthly basis, 1/3 of 70 million are receiving checks fraudulently. And Elon Musk has taken this a step further with this weird tweet about this weird table of data and the claiming that there's all these people, hundreds and hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people who are like 150 years old, who are dead, who are collecting Social Security. He didn't provide any proof of it, just this weird table of evidence. And I'm going to get to why this claim is false. I'm going to read from Wired magazine, which, by the way, has been doing amazing work in the absence of mainstream media doing their jobs and doing investigations. Wired has been doing bang up job of journalism. First, though, I want to play. I'm not going to go over the whole tweet and the table of data. I mean, we'll throw it on screen, his tweet and the data here, while I'm getting to this clip of Caroline Leavitt. But because maybe you haven't seen it, maybe you have. Caroline Leavitt went on with Sean Hannity yesterday, and I want to set the record straight. Thank you for giving me this platform, Sean. I've been fighting the fake news media all day. Blah blah blah. And she. One, I want you to pay attention to language. This maybe the fulsome purpose of this video is to do a little media literacy training and language literacy training. That when someone says that they suspect tens of millions of people who are dead or receiving Social Security, they suspect it. They're alleging this. They don't provide any evidence whatsoever. But she says we suspect, and then continues to talk as though it's set in stone. It's rock solid. The other thing that I would have you do, and this is less media literacy, is remember what people say. When they tell you who they are, remember to take them at their word. Elon Musk in the Oval Office the other day said, I'm going to say incorrect things. Oh, yeah. You can just expect me to say wrong shit all the time. Do you remember that moment?
I do.
Some of the
I
things
do
that
recall
I say
that moment.
will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000.
So remember that. When you hear a lot of these claims that are just bananas, that just don't add up. I mean, Social Security would have been insolvent
here
decades ago.
Okay, cut in.
That's bullshit, and you can't expect anybody to be right 100% of the time. That's literally what Musk said. I'm not going to be right 100% of the time, and I'm more than willing to admit when I'm not. That's what he said when he was standing there.
Yeah. But the whole point of this, and you'll hear him say it later, is if you cut away oversight, which nobody can double check him, he does shit without anybody's permission, and he's already saying, I'm not going to be 100% right, then who's checking him? the checker.
I'm sure somebody is. You know, you got the president. You got people that are actually doing the
you
work
think that
instead
guy
of
sitting behind the
Ramaswamy, I
desk-
think.
Well, hold
You
on.
think that guy sitting behind the desk is actually checking Elon?
Well, people in between him and the president. Look, like
No,
Elon
I
isn't even
don't.
the guy going through the paperwork in the first place. Like he was disallowed from doing it by a judge already. So his people have to do it for him. So he's probably the guy doing some of the oversight at least. And I'm sure there's somebody that's checking his work.
Hopefully.
Like you're not dealing with fucking Joe Biden and his
Like I said,
people.
the government has a lot of checks and balances in place, but all of a sudden they're being circumvented.
Yeah, let's circumvent them. They're old. They're from the old guard. They're, you know, we have the internet. We have that instant connection so that we can get this information out to people. And like I was saying too, you know, I do agree with it that they're going to do this so that they look good, of course, you know, and they're going to go for certain things that make the American people go, you know what, approval rating up. So some of it's that, and some of it's, you know, hey, we discovered $1 trillion that's being used for nothing, you know. That's
Right.
good in my opinion, but it better be true, you know. So
Okay,
it's
let me
not that I'm
cut in now.
disagreeing fully, but
Yeah,
yeah,
let me cut in now. So whether or not all of that is true, I kind of agree with Ronan. Does anybody have the time to be checking on Elon's stats?
Oh no, I do
Like
too.
not too much. However, let me just attest, being from California, and I'm going to keep the name of the park not disclosed. I'm not going to disclose the name of the park, but in central part of California, in LA district, you can go to the park and you can, at the time it was about $400, right? You could get a brand new birth certificate, brand new social security card, and or a green card. Okay. And so now they also do this, and they advertise this in Tijuana, in different parts of Mexico, in Central America. Okay. And you can also obtain it over there. So that kind of plays into the whole like dead people and all that types, you know, that type of stuff. And I can fully attest to the fact that it's absolutely true. Okay. And many of these people who are using these identifications are going to multiple counties and collecting benefits in multiple counties under different identifications.
Yeah.
And that's part of how they are frauding the government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like as far as social security checks being sent to people, that may not even be the case. Like they may stop sending the checks and just have those names sitting in the computer. You know what I mean? Like just, hey, this person was checked on or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
there's
not checked
no
on.
way to know who any of them are anyways to begin with.
Exactly.
So it's easy to interchange. Ronan wants to say something.
He does.
I think he just froze.
Oh, thank you, Ronan. No, I'm just kidding.
Ronan, you froze.
Yeah, that
Ronan,
was the
honey, you
best point.
froze.
This is what you do, Star. You
Did
go,
I
"That was the
freeze or did
best
he
point."
freeze?
No, I think he froze.
Yeah, he froze on my end too. But this is what you do
Ronan.
next
But he'll be
time.
back in a moment, I'm sure.
You go, the next time that happens, you go, that was the best point made on the whole stream. And then you just move on like nothing happened.
Remind me that for next time.
And you kind of punk the audience a
Let's
little bit.
let's check the audience really quick. P Fletch, thank you for coming back. Who 200 plus years old and still drawing money from SSI? They are either a vampire or effing Highlander. Ronan.
No. Pete, there can only be one.
There can only be one Nosferatu. Ronan is frozen, but YouTube has been laggy and buggy as hell in general. Yes, I have noticed
Yes, it
that.
has.
Yeah. Oh man, he just dropped. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll
I'm sure
start
he'll be
playing, and I'm gonna wait for him.
Well,
We're waiting for
I
you,
gotta
Ronan.
say,
Don't worry.
I looked at this guy,
I
and
just had
immediately,
blown out. I'll be back up. Okay, sweet.
as soon as I looked at this guy, and it's my own biases, and I'm willing to admit that. As soon as I looked at the dude on screen, I'm like, oh no, this guy's a fucking like government plant or one of those. You know what I'm saying? What was
Yeah,
the term
a
I
little
said
bit, huh?
before? Fucking, he's a industry plant looking dude.
A
Got his
little
fancy
bit.
background. He forgot to put his tie on today.
And he's a
bet he's-
ginger. You can't trust a ginger. Okay.
I guarantee he's not wearing.
I'm
pants.
kidding.
I bet you he's not wearing pants. He's probably wearing boxers.
Boxers and a pair of sandals underneath, like some flip flops.
So you just toss off the shirt and then the top, and then change up.
Yes, sir, Ronan. We are waiting for you. No problem. I'll just start playing. Well, maybe I
Oh,
should
no.
wait. Not yet.
I hate
guess
that, man. I
it's a
hate that when that
regroup.
happens. The router just decides now's the time I'm going to
Ginger's
boot
got
you off.
no souls. Spittle,
I
what'd you
just-
write up there, Spittle?
I just showed Nova last night the video of oh my god, Copper Cab. I just showed her the original Copper Cab video.
He did. I never heard of the person before. Spittle says, tripping gas. No one is talking about the team of Acularies. They're checking out all the pre-release information as part of the inspection.
Well, the team of actuaries, I don't know. I see where Ronan's coming from because it doesn't seem like it exists. It seems like Elon finds something and immediately posts it to Twitter. But we don't know that. It's just that's what we see from the outside. So maybe there are people that are looking over everything he's doing. Probably. You know what I mean? Like, I
think Ramaswamy, Vivek Ramaswamy runs the department.
Oh, Vivek. Okay. Did you guys hear that that Kash Patel just got in? Or is about to get in? My fault. Not just got in, but
oh wow!
And I just saw on, believe it or not, Yahoo News that it says U.S. judge will not block Elon Musk from firing federal workers and accessing data. So that got, I guess, overturned by a separate judge, maybe. Or I didn't read the full article. So
Jason says Elon has hired a bunch of 20-year-old coders for AI and expects it to be accurate without checking it. Period.
That's what you think. But what's wrong with them being 20-year-old or 19-year-old? What's wrong with that? Like,
Nothing.
You're going to say...
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I know.
How all the guys that founded America were.
What's that?
For all of you lurking about, don't forget to like and to subscribe and share out the video, please. We'll be playing the devil's advocate here shortly. Don't worry.
A lot of the founding fathers were like 21, 22.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the Beatles. So, shut up. No, I'm just kidding.
Sometimes you got to get some fresh blood in there to mix some things up. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Well, like, what did I say before the election? I was like, everybody who's running is way too flipping old. Like,
make Canada the 51st state. John Adams, one of my great ancestors, by the way, he sent in platoons to go in there and try to take Canada. Does anybody know that? It's in his journal.
Yeah, the War of 1812, wasn't it?
Yes, but the men kept falling to abysmal sicknesses and poor mind and state, and so they had to pull out of it. But they were trying. They were trying.
I think it was Madison, though. I think it was Madison's administration.
Oh,
but the conflict might have started under Adams.
Yeah, it's smelly in Canada.
It probably did. Oh my gosh,
Muddy.
we got a super chat here. Visit capitaltraders.com to view your congressman trading history and current positions. I bought FNMA after learning Congresswoman Debbie Dingell bought it. Then came the news FNMA may be privatized again. It's up 20% in a month with a $20 donation. You are the first person to do this, and thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I didn't know you could do it yet.
I didn't think I could either. I don't know how this is happening.
I don't see the button.
I know what it is. It's stream. It's a stream thing.
Ronan's back. I'm sorry, honey.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
I'm sorry to tell you this. That was a super chat that came through on me.
Oh, it was? Oh, well,
Really?
good for you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to get you so excited.
How come it doesn't show who it's coming through to? That is
It
so
showed the
weird.
name. It showed a name.
It's
It
so
showed
wrong.
Narna. So
It's okay. I don't care.
Look, okay, she often, cries into her massive balloons on her chest about
What?
not getting donations. She
Shut up over there.
She goes, then she blows air out and it goes, and then she laughs.
I'll be the
And then
first
she-
when you are you monetized right now?
I don't think so.
Her channel
No.
is
you're
almost there.
347. Yeah.
Yeah, she's getting closer and closer. She needs
Do
that 500
couple
people
boosts.
and
Yeah.
the
That's
hours
why,
of watch
that's why I
Your
just
view hours
jumped
are-
on. I was
Your
going to
view
wing
hours
it.
are over 4,000. I'm sure. All right.
No.
Not yet.
I don't think
They're getting
no.
there.
Okay, we gotta get you up.
I
Yes,
had
you gotta
my
get on
height.
more panels. I invite her
Ronan.
all the time, Trippy. She doesn't get on, man. I try to get her on, different
I know.
panels.
Okay,
She doesn't
okay.
want-
I'll be around more. But listen. Like at my height, I was pulling over 6,000 views, and I got really freaking
Right.
sick. Yeah. I was pulling 6,000
Yes.
views, 5,000 views, 4,000 views, and then I got super sick, and that's what happened. So, unfortunately,
Well, you are at 1,171 hours of watch time.
that's not enough. So
It
that's
doesn't
kind of
really
why I just
calculate well.
went on out of nowhere, and my hair looks like crap, and hey, but whatever.
Oh, no.
Well, it does
No,
too.
y'all know she took 2 hours before the stream started. She went in there, she straightened her hair,
I
she
did.
put her face on.
It didn't take me 2 hours. It took me
No,
like
I'm
half an
messing
hour.
around. I don't know. I was asleep. Remember, I blacked.
Yeah, I know.
fucking passed. I passed.
I didn't even
out.
tell you I was gonna go live. I got up and I was like, you know what?
I fell asleep twice.
I'm just gonna go live. Screw it. See what happens.
sometimes you
I'll
just
bring
gotta
Shane
do
with
that,
me.
yeah. Sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
grab the bull by the horns and
Something
walk
just went
by
through
its
on my
nuts,
phone. What's
whichever
going
way you
on?
want to think of it. you know.
Exactly.
Trippy.
I feel her pain, man.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel her pain. I like. Look, she's a lady.
P
She goes
Fletch
on
sent
camera.
me P Fletch sent me almost sent me $10, but PayPal took some. Thank
Oh.
you, P Fletch.
Aw.
I love you, honey. You're such a sweetheart.
Yeah, P Fletch is rocking it over there.
He's a good guy,
Yeah,
and he's
super
super
chats.
smart.
PayPal
Oh, yeah.
and Cash App. Get your Cash App out there.
Yeah, the
Who?
Cash App.
Get you some Cash App money. You.
Who?
Dude, we could get you
Me?
Venmo.
Yeah.
We should get
send
you all
money
your
that
links.
way. Until you get monetized, you can get Cash Apps. What you mean?
Well, I do, but nobody ever sends them. That one gentleman, when I was on your stream,
Okay,
he
we
said he was
gotta-
going to. He never did, but that's okay. I understand.
We'll yell at her after the show.
Yes, thank you.
But like, I feel
Thank you,
Star's
P.
pain,
Fletch.
right? Star's a lady. She likes to look good on camera, right? And then
Well-
people are like,
Treat her
"Oh,
like a lady.
people go Trippy. you
Watch
should
out!
be
I'm
able
gonna
to
start
just-"
singing with you, Ronan. Watch out now.
Right.
People are like, Trippy, you should be able to just throw a video together. It's like, I have to position my character. Okay, I got to get him on there. I got to set
You
up
have
the
to
thing.
get the
I got to
legs
decide
just
if I'm going
right,
to animate anything. So I get where
True.
she's coming from.
Hey, StreamYards is like $40 a month. Okay,
Yeah,
so and then I pay for YouTube Premium, so I'm already in the hole every month, almost 60. So there we go.
Yeah, you got to get
You
that
know?
replacement money.
Yeah,
Right.
and I'm not doing it just yet, but that's okay.
And now I've got the full friggin' Photoshop suite thing. So I'm spending like $60 a month
Oh,
just to
believe
And
be
I have
animated.
Adobe, and that's
If you see all the AI videos I've been producing from
I know.
picture to AI now, so I'm spending a nice little chunk of change of whatever I bring in. Believe me, it's going right back in development.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Intros,
See-
stuff like that.
We need to collab on that, Ronan, because I need some help. So we'll be talking about that later.
Yeah, like I created
So-
this AI thing for this lawyer dude, and it took me a long time because you know what I did? I went around back doors and I figured out how to do the whole thing for free.
Yeah, you can get up to 5
You
to 10
penny
seconds
pincher,
on some
you.
of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you know what? I
just go to
turned that
different
around.
sites and you tie them all together in your editing suite, and you be good.
Dude, that guy paid me $400 for a 24-second video.
Yo, I need that hookup. because
I need
I'm
that
doing-
more often.
I
see
know.
that shit on
Don't we all?
Christ. I'm doing this shit for my content.
Yeah, like
I need to get paid.
haven't
for
gotten
that.
any more. But,
And it's costing money.
Yeah, no stuff.
All right, are we ready to play this video
Yeah,
again?
yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right,
go
let's
ahead.
hear the
You know.
ginger. Tell us,
Yeah.
Ginger.
The
If
Marine
there
Ginger,
were
by the way, he is a Marine.
1/3
Oh,
of the
okay.
money was just
The Marine
going
Ginger.
out the door.
We
to
appreciate
fraud.
you.
If people weren't actually getting the money they put back in to the system. So anyway, here's Caroline Levitt on Sean Hannity, the propaganda network, Fox News, lying
Of course it's a
as though it's
propaganda
fact
network.
while giving
This-
you
what we're
little
watching
hints
is
that
not
it's
propaganda
just
at all.
things they're making up.
Yeah.
I want to set the record straight on your show tonight, Sean, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do so. President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the Doge team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. They haven't dug into the books yet, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent
Tens of
Social Security
millions.
payments. And so their goal in going into the Social Security Administration is to identify three things. Number one, to identify duplicate payments and to end them. Number two, to identify payments that are going to deceased people who are no longer living and should no longer be receiving that money. And number three, to protect the integrity of this system for hardworking Americans who have been paying into it their entire lives. So rest assured to all of the people watching your show tonight, if you paid into the system, honestly, you will continue to receive your Social Security checks.
There's the hang. There's the rub. There's the moment. That's the word you need to pay attention to. According to them, if you meet the criteria of having paid into the system honestly, you'll continue to receive your benefits.
Yeah.
If it meets Donald Trump and Elon Musk's standard, by the way, did you hear her say that
That's not the only two people
Donald Trump
running
has
things.
directed Elon Musk and Doge, even though there's court documents that were filed yesterday, sworn court affidavit that Elon Musk is not the head of Doge. Well, then if he has nothing to do with Doge, why is he being directed?
That doesn't mean
Elon
he has
Musk
nothing to do with it.
to do Doge stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
Quite
hired a
curious,
head of
the
the
lies that come
company
out
of
there, huh?
Doge.
So anyway, that is the rub. They're
Kinda like
going
how
to
there's
start
a
messing
CEO
with
of
Social
his company, but
Security
he owns it.
under the guise of if you put in honestly, you can get your money.
Going
But it's
blurry.
up to them to determine whether it was honest. And the reason I say that is because right now they're saying insane things that are just patently on their face untrue, and they're giving zero evidence of their claims. Now, journalists from
And
Wired
this
went
guy's
through
giving
this and
zero
kind of
evidence as
explains
well.
it, and there's two reasons. Now, the benefit here for Elon Musk and Donald Trump and Caroline Leavitt and these abject liars is that the answer is complex. People like easy answers. People, they need a
The American
simplistic
public likes easy
understanding
answers,
of something,
yes.
even if that thing is difficult to understand, even if that thing is outside of the realm and the scope of the knowledge that we have, like coding language and shit. And that's what this entails. Here's the headline from Wired. No, 150-year-olds aren't collecting Social Security benefits. Elon Musk
Wired,
claims to have found
very
rampant fraud in
untrustworthy
the Social Security
source.
Administration. There's a much simpler explanation. Elon Musk has repeatedly claimed that his so-called Department of Government Efficiency, Doge project had uncovered massive government fraud when it alleged that 150-year-olds were claiming Social Security benefits.
Shane, did you
But
want to
Musk
say
has
who
provided
owns
no
Wired? Did you want to bring that up?
Newhouse Publishing.
Newhouse Publishing. Okay.
And they also own Vanity Fair, Vogue, The New Yorker, Star Ledger. I mean, they're not very pro-Trump, you know what I mean, or Republican.
Yeah, they're very anti-Republican. Period. That's
can
why I
see,
said a
yes.
very, very untrustworthy source there, Wired.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I mean, if that's what you want to go with, I mean, you can go with the Democrat-owned, USAID-funded corporation if you'd like to. I mean, everybody's been getting USAID money except for me. God.
And me.
And
I don't get
it's
it
very
at all.
hard to know which almost all news media is propaganda. It's just
Absolutely.
for whom.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It just
I mean,
who owns the rag now?
That's
exactly,
right.
yeah. Who owns the rag?
Who's got
I
the
mean,
soapbox for the moment, you know?
not only just who owns the rag, but like, who they've gone after in the past. You can see different things, especially from Wired. Like I remember that being looked down upon years ago because I can't remember exactly who they were going for, but it was like completely like just unearned, and they were going after somebody. It might have been Musk too, but it's, I don't know. They've been caught in lies in the past, and it's like, I don't know. I wish everybody would be, honest. I try to be honest, but
I
don't
be
think
honest.
any news organization is trying to be
Not
honest
anymore.
No.
I think they're all just going for them views and them clicks, and
That's what it's come down to because people aren't buying magazines and newspapers anymore. They're reading everything online.
That's right.
Yeah.
So then the legitimacy of the information has to come out a lot faster than what the old writers had to do, which is verify the information and get their sources. The sources had to be double checked before they could publish anything. Now it's first to print or first online.
and some of those articles are completely written by AI.
Yeah.
And you can see it. And then a lot of those other news sources, they'll go with like the first company that gets it out there, and then everybody will just copy the whole
off of that source.
page.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
and
true.
paste that shit.
I saw the same story in 4 different newspapers in 4 different countries.
And it was worded exactly
word for
the
word,
same.
damn near. Yeah.
Exactly, word for word. Yeah.
Same spelling mistakes.
I think they
like
did
if
a
there's any.
meme or something like about 6 months ago where they had every news organization talking about the same story, and it, for verbatim, everybody was saying the same thing, and they had it all synced up.
The video clip, yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about, because it gets overwhelming very quickly when you see that it's like 40 and 50 different news places, and
But
everybody's
I believe truly that started happening when Trump first started calling everything fake news.
Well,
then
I think
kinda
it
got
was happening.
magnified. I think it was happening, but it got magnified even more.
Yeah, like you could
Or-
flip through your
Or maybe
local
during the
news.
Bush administration, you know, the second Gulf War, maybe, you know.
Right. Like
Pixie
it's been around a long
Man.
time.
Time Man, I'm sorry. Time Man, nice to see you again.
Time
every
Man.
time I see that name, I read it the other way.
You say puff puff
Such a
prost,
dork.
and I'll tell you what that means later.
The excited.
Actually, I'll tell you now. Prost means toast in German, and I'd have to show you the clip, and I won't have you play it here. It's an old grandma.
Time Man, leave a comment after the show, and then I could do that. I can't do it this way through StreamYard. Sorry, I don't know how. At least not yet. All right, should we play the?
I
should we
got
play
you.
the video
I'll do
again?
Yeah,
You want me to do it? I'll do it.
Wired has to say.
Sure.
Evidence, a tweet with a weird table of data isn't evidence. We want evidence. You're going to start messing with people's Social Security, for which they worked diligently their entire lives. Elon Musk,
They're not
richest
messing
person
with
on the
anybody's-
planet, who will never need nor draw Social Security. But Musk has provided no evidence to back up his claims, and experts quickly pointed out that this is very likely just a quirk of the decades-old coding language that underpins the government payment systems. Musk first made the claims during his Oval Office press conference last week when he claimed that a cursory examination, this is a quote, a cursory examination of Social Security, and we got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone that's 150? I don't know. They should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. So that's the case where I think they're probably dead, said genius brain Elon
You
Musk.
know this guy from
The
somewhere.
wealthiest man in the world, who obviously got there from merit and not extraordinary, astronomical luck. Well, back to the article here. While no evidence
Yeah, he
was
seems
produced to back
familiar.
up this claim, it was picked up by the right-wing commentators online,
Welcome
primarily
to it.
Musk's own X platform, as well as being reported credibly by pro-Trump media outlets. Computer programmers quickly claimed that the 150 figure was not evidence of fraud, but rather the result of a weird quirk of the Social Security Administration's benefit system, which was largely written in COBOL. I think that's how to pronounce it, COBOL, COBOL, a 60-year-old programming language that undergirds the Social Security Administration's databases, as well as systems from many other U.S. government agencies. So if there's a lack of efficiency in the government, which there certainly is, it's this kind of stuff that they're using decades old programming language to write their code and manage their information. COBOL is rarely used today, and as such, Musk's cadre of young engineers may well be unfamiliar with it. Remember, the cadre of Musk engineers includes kids who just graduated high school. These aren't gritty, steely-eyed veterans of decades-long experience, having just life experience. They're kids. They're youth. They are young
because
adults.
you need to be at least 30 to do anything.
Because COBOL does not have a date type, some implementations rely instead on a system whereby all dates are coded to a reference point. The most commonly used is May 20th, 1875, as this was the date of an international standard-setting conference held in Paris known as the Convention de Metre. Don't know how to speak French. Wouldn't be good at it if I did. These systems default to
Me
the
either.
reference point when a birth date is missing or incomplete, meaning all of those entries in 2025 would show an age range of 150 years. That's just one possible explanation for what Doge allegedly found. Musk could have also simply looked up the SSA's own website, which explains that since September 2015, the agency has automatically stopped benefit payments when anyone reaches the age of 115.
There you go.
That's an
That
automatic
life expectancy is
programmatic
76.
So
That's
they're
why at
lying.
115, if
One,
you
they're
still
trying to
collect your check,
justify
you
what
ain't
they're
gonna.
doing by creating these conspiracy theories that the right wing runs away with, that idiots like Jesse Waters runs away with, that Fox News runs away with, that the New York Post runs
not
away
showing
with.
any bias at all.
They know that there's going to be a fervor
end
on
this, Nova,
Twitter,
if you want.
and people are going to
okay.
start.
All right. So
The
we're
rest is
doing
more
that.
his opinion and filler. More
I was
so
going to say
than,
he's not showing
coming
any
off of-
bias whatsoever there at all. It's kind of like, I know I show bias. I know
he
I
is
do.
definitely against the Trump administration and some of the things they're doing. You know, he's always called it that way. He's never said anything other, but he won't lie about it. He just gets the data and reports it how he sees it.
I forgot the one guy's
name. Be
name.
one-sided.
Like there used to be, there is a YouTuber dude. I can't remember his damn name, but he used to be like pro Republican, and then now he's like uber Democrat and super left, and it's really odd. I went on to his stream one day and I just like clowned on him.
Yeah, Spittlebugs. I was programmed. I did COBOL programming in the military. So you're right.
You guys see this? The six companies almost all of the media.
Yeah.
And we should do that together more often. Sorry.
These 6 media companies are known as the big. But let's get it on. While independent media outlets still exist, and there are a lot of them, the major outlets are almost all owned by these 6 conglomerates. To be clear, media in this context does not refer to just news outlets. It refers to any medium that controls the distribution of information. So here, media includes 24-hour news stations, newspapers, publishing houses, internet utilities, and even video game developers. Oh, wow. Video game developers too. Okay. And with that in mind, let's take a look at each of the big 6 who control them and what they own. Here's this dude, Summer Redstone, 4.6 billion net worth owner, National Amusements. Holy crap.
Woof.
Look at all that.
Yeah.
Yikes. That's a hell of a tree right there.
That's a tree. BET, MTV.
But you know
MTV2, Nickelodeon.
He's the media.
I'm not going to hate on somebody for making money.
No, that's not the problem. That's not the problem at all. Money is not the problem on this, and not in my book. And here we got print, pocketbooks. I can't see that one. It's too blurry. CBS games for video games, and then all of this.
Bob Iger.
44.9.
Filthy.
Yes,
no stuff, man.
Yeah,
he's filthy rich.
I like how they got Marvel in there twice. That's probably gaming and movies.
Military history, Ronan. Look at this guy owns that.
Military History Channel, huh?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was all TCM or Turner. You know what I mean?
Turner.
I think Ted sold out.
Yeah, Ted sold
What
out.
happened to like Lighthouse and Touchstone and all that stuff? Why isn't that in here?
They've been swallowed up.
Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh.
They eat them up and they put them, all the workers and stuff into different companies.
Under some of the other filming companies now.
Got it.
Yeah, and they bought a Fox as well. Disney.
History Channel. Now I know I started noticing years ago History Channel going sideways, putting out a bunch of lying crap.
Oh yeah, Ancient Aliens. That show has made them so much
Oh yeah,
better.
I love Ancient Aliens. You guys don't believe that stuff?
I watch it and
what's
I
the guy with the hair?
Come on, man.
I used to.
I know his name.
Bouffant thing going on.
I used to talk to Brian Forrester, Ronan, who's
Brian
the producer of Ancient Aliens. Yeah,
he's also the one with the YouTube page where he goes over Inca skulls and talks about Peru, and he like lives out there and stuff now. I think,
and also Trey Smith. So not that that's super important, but they work together. Also, by the way, look at this dude.
Great information.
Jeff. How do you say that dude's last name? Bukes. 32.5.
Yeah.
I want
that's just his annual salary. That's not what he owns. That's just his salary.
Right.
That's just media assets. I would assume. Yeah. Well, no, 32.5 million annual salary. Right there.
Yeah, that's what.
That's not his net worth.
No.
Yeah, his net worth is probably way higher.
In the billions.
What's his name?
Jeff.
I rebuke you.
I rebuke you. Yeah, there we go. The power of Christ compels you. And let me get out my phone.
Oh my goodness!
Look at all this. Look at all this Warner Brother crap. Hulu.
Rebukes you.
Look at that DC print. So that's comic books.
Damn, Warner Brother all day long.
Time.
Bob Turner.
There's
Time
Turner
Life.
right there. There's your Turner network.
Yeah.
Right there.
Movies or
Castle Rock. Do you remember them?
TCM.
Yes, I do.
Hulu. CW, all of them up in there.
Adult Swim.
Lifetime, look, print for Lifetimes, video games,
HBO.
Rocksteady, Monolith,
And they own DC. And DC.
Mm-hmm.
TNT. New Line Cinema.
Music, Internet, Time Warner Cable, obviously.
Hey, Real quick, I got a $5 super chat from Darnell. He said there's approximately 100K Americans who are 100 plus years old, according to the U.S. Census in 2020. Fun fact: 78% of those are women. Of course they are.
Wow.
We get abused when we live, man. You know, the guys get the.
That's because you ask for it and you like it. Come on, be honest.
We do actually. we do beg for it. We do.
I'll
Like
make you pull out my whip. I'll do it.
And that's the part that we like. We like being abused.
Oh God.
You do. I know.
Movie we watched last night, Star.
Oh God.
We watched a movie called Baby Girl. Who was that again?
Yeah, I know that movie.
Nicole Kidman and Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Oh, is that recent, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it just came out, and I was like, "This is." I didn't like the guy playing her dom. I thought he should have been playing the junkie on the corner who's bisexual and a prostitute. He was just, you know what I mean? He just didn't have it. He was not very masculine.
Masculinity that you wanted.
Right?
Yeah, he didn't have any masculinity.
Drive. He didn't have that appeal.
Dude.
He looked dirty too. He looked dirty. Okay, he looked dirty.
Ronan, he was like
gross and dirty.
He was like across the room. He's like, "Get on your knees. Get on your knees."
I was like, no,
He didn't give it like with his chest. Like,
nah,
get on your knees.
He didn't say shit with his chest. He was like,
God,
get on your knees. Like it was mumbly, and I'm like, dude, say it out loud.
Like
Be proud.
Wimp.
I looked up this Jeff
Ryan
Hughes
Roberts
guy's net
at
worth.
40 billion. I mean,
48 billion.
Jesus.
Yeah, 48 million. Excuse me, annual salary.
Jesus Christ, these guys.
And apparently, this website's reporting Jeff Buick's net worth is only 71 million. Didn't it say he was making like 44 million a year?
I think so.
Yeah, 44. I think the lowest one so far is 32 point something million.
The 32 or yeah.
Yeah. Everybody.
So all those guys are laughing at the 32 or
yeah, you came cheap.
Yeah, you
yeah.
You're the leftovers. Nobody wanted you.
He's the rookie. He's the rookie of the group.
Illumination McGuff. What the heck is that?
Oh shit. He's got sci-fi in there. MSNBC, NBC,
DreamWorks,
Focus. Oh yeah, he's got a lot of movie companies. Yeah,
Spanish NBC,
Universal.
USA. Oh yeah,
NBC is in there.
Bravo. He's got Telemundo.
Telemundo. Yeah, he's got Sprout. That's a children's network.
I don't know.
Sprout. You know, that's that children's network. IMD. The hell is that?
Yeah, he's got 2 chains. It ain't just one. That's television and film. Now he's got venture firms.
Ventures. So he's a venture capitalist, in other words?
Yeah.
Dude, that would be kind of fun.
He has Comcast, you bastard, you. I'm on Comcast right now. Xfinity sucks down here in Texas.
And they've been saying that Comcast is damn near a monopoly when you look into it, because they own Cox Cable.
Yeah, and Xfinity.
Right?
Yeah.
It is Xfinity as far as they're concerned.
And look at all the
Rupert
ventures.
Murdoch. Yeah. Oh, he's a low-hanging fruit. He's an old.
Really, I remember that
fruit.
name.
He's only at 22. He's only at 22 million.
See that shit? He's got Fox, but you notice, like he may own Fox, but Disney, or he may own Fox News, but Disney doesn't. And you know they bought Fox. They
he broke it up. He has other assets that aren't in this.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I guarantee you, Rupert might be getting the less annual salary, but he's got the most money. I bet.
Yes, he does.
Probably.
Yeah. News International Corporation owns like 200 papers around the world.
Yeah, I bet you he has the bulk line share of the wealth between all those guys right now.
Who the hell is Kazu?
This guy.
Hari.
Right.
Hari.
Kazu.
Hari.
Sony.
He's
Hira.
Definitely
Hira.
Japanese. Definitely.
I think it's Hira.
Over, yeah. Hira.
4.9.
He's got Crackle up in there.
Sony.
Japanese, yeah.
Yeah,
I think up there in Japanese over there. You think so? He's got music, internet. What is
I'm
Sony?
sure he's got everything overseas. Sony, Flicula,
Sony
Olympus
Bank. What the hell is that?
He's got
Vizio. He's got Vizio. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Total value of the big six,
148.2
billion.
God,
Disney with the whopping 88.1 billion.
That's got to be a lie. Only
National
because a miss
Comcast is killing it.
They are.
Yeah, Comcast is tearing it apart, man. That's it. It's like Comcast should be sending rockets to
something wrong
Mars.
on my TV station and see what happens.
That's right.
There's nowhere on this planet you can hide from us.
Well, like, you've seen, I'm sure you guys have all seen all of the net losses that Disney's been shown with all their movies and stuff. And it's like, oh, we lost $400
Disney
million.
Plus is turning into a disaster.
They
Yeah, Disney Plus.
They wanted to kill Marvel for a second. I'm like, what the fuck?
They
is wrong with
did.
you guys?
Well, yeah, and I've been hearing that Disney's
this in the
reaching out and
description.
trying to sell off certain assets. So, like,
Yeah.
they're kind of thinking about it. They haven't done it yet, but Disney might be selling off certain assets.
COVID really hurt them because a lot of Disney's money is in cruise lining and shipping and hotels and the
Right.
parks.
They only have a couple cruise ships though. That's all they're making.
And they have
Think about the parks, though. Like, that's
the
a huge
parks.
amount
the
of money.
operating budget for them.
Yeah,
And,
this is the lady. This is the lady right here. The lady has a BMW.
Food stamp scammer.
That's
caught
all-
by
she's the
BMW.
scammer.
She's the scammer.
Dang.
And why? Like,
All right, ready? Let's click her.
somebody
Listen,
reported.
wait,
Go ahead.
before you push play,
Okay.
listen to this lady's entitlement as she's explaining
no.
her story. Go ahead.
Okay.
Reported me to the state of Michigan
Oh, no.
because I'm making money on TikTok and
It wasn't me.
and I drive a 2024 BMW. They
Ooh.
have cut my food stamps from almost $4,000 a month
Insane.
down to $88 a month.
Good for you.
They are telling me if I want a review that I have to sell my car. So you're telling me if you were on welfare, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, you can't drive a nice car?
No.
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 They are
Part of it.
forcing me
Damn.
to sell
Everybody said it
my
in key.
brand
No.
new BMW. Or
It's
I
part of
lose
it.
$4,000.
$8,000 a month on food.
Not only that,
$4,000.
they have taken
How-
my cash.
How do you even need $8,000
I
worth?
can't eat $4,000 worth
I
of
need
fucking
eight-
food.
I want to buy. I want to buy a whole cow, okay, and put it in my
And look at her,
freezer
she's not
and
that
then
fucking-
eat.
Yeah, but you can
Like
only do that
6K
so
just
many
for that.
months, Nova. Even if you bought a whole cow, like 2 months out of the year, you couldn't keep on doing that every month. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I know.
You would have to have a professional grade walk-in freezer.
Well, wait a
Yes, I
minute.
would. Mhm.
Okay, as somebody who knows, I don't know if you guys have ever been on it. All right, but the money rolls over. So if you don't
Oh,
spend
yeah.
4K that month,
It's that
it rolls over to the
next.
next. Exactly.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh. It rolls over. So like,
So
I
think if she doesn't spend 4K in a month. What do you spend 4K on a food stamp thing? Good Lord.
I don't know. Can I
Remember
get
I said-
vitamins with that? Like I'd be throwing my vitamins, which cost $1 bazillion. $1 billion.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, you can't just go out and buy a whole living room set. Even if you could, goddamn, $4,000 a month, you could reset your whole house
well
You
remember what I
could.
said earlier,
on
right?
food stamps.
You could.
So like, okay, the way that at least in Michigan, because I know from personal experience, food stamps, you cannot buy anything outside of food with that shit.
Yeah,
You're not
I
supposed to be
know.
able to.
Yeah, certain things
And,
you can't
uh,
buy with the card.
So what you do is you go to the local
Cash it
Aldi.
out.
You walk up to the people in the Aldi. You go, "Hey man, I'll buy all your groceries for you if you give me the cash."
Exactly.
I mean, like I'll buy them all. It come to 400. Well,
Give me that in cash. Right.
Mm.
exactly, and I'll hand you the
Local
money. And you go
advertising.
buy whatever the fuck you
Cash at me the payment, and I'll pay it with my,
Mhm.
my card. But yeah,
Exactly.
this is the same lady that I was telling you. There was a follow-up story with this same lady. This same lady went into the grocery store, bought a whole bunch of cans of soda, went out to the parking lot and started dumping the soda in the parking lot, and the people started seeing her like, what the fuck is she doing? Why is she dumping the soda out? She was doing it so she could crush the cans, take them down to the recycle place, and get cash for the cans. She didn't care about the soda. So they called the cops on her again. The cops are like, what are you doing, ma'am? She goes, well,
It
I'm wanting the
is-
cans.
I think it's
Again,
like
they
5 or
were
10
like,
cents.
well, that's fraud, lady. So they arrested her.
That's like $700 a month for her car.
Wow.
$750.
Well, like
Look
you
at
know,
her
in
teeth.
Michigan, we
Yeah.
got one of the highest trade-ins for cans and bottles, right? So yeah, it's like 10 cents a bottle, and I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
she's
5 or
definitely
10
a
for a
welfare
can.
queen, Sean.
Yeah, and you know what? If she's really smart, she should be a couponer too. You know, It's just-
Yeah. She's looking to cut corners on that 4K. Jesus Christ. Why
buy
would
your
you
ass a
even do
beater,
that?
You know,
Yeah.
buy your ass a beater and then go down there and be like, "Oh look, okay, spend that last 4K you got, and buy like a POS.
Could you
that
imagine
found.
if she's getting $4K a month on food stamps alone? What is her overhead for her rent?
Probably.
Subsidy.
I would assume Section 8, wouldn't it? I would assume.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
mean, if you're
certain
gonna-
places
Or the
you gotta
voucher
live a
at
certain
least.
way, depending on how many kids you got, because it's not discussed how many kids you have. The warrant $4,000 a month.
Welcome in,
For
King
feeding
TL. Ma'am,
King.
TK is here now. Do you need a hand with these dorks? I'm okay right now. Thank you, TL. I
the
appreciate
best
you.
hand that you can give the stream is to go and hit the like button, hit the share button, and
True.
think about hitting the donation button
Yes,
or the
sir.
link at the top of the pin.
Hit
comment.
Nova's Cash App. How
True.
about that,
True.
man?
I'm
Or
$60 in the hole a
Yeah.
month over this caper. So
It's the best. And also, King, you should talk to Star about collectibles.
yes, I have a lot of collectibles. I
Where's
used
your
to actually
Instagram?
deal
I'm
in
open
vintage
to it.
toys and stuff too.
Okay.
So
Okay. I had to clear out what the collectibles were because you guys weren't
Oh.
really clear about that.
Action
yeah, it was
figures,
toys and
Okay.
stuff.
like that.
Yeah.
Statues, whatever. Masks.
Memorabilia also.
Are these statues and collectibles dressed or undressed?
Yes.
No,
No, they're dressed. Yeah, they're
No,
actual
no,
like
they're
old,
not.
old vintage
Nope.
toys and stuff.
No.
Stop it, you perverts.
no.
Okay, you perverts. Let's finish this woman's video.
Since totally away, they are telling me that Section 8 will no longer be paying 95% of my rent.
Good.
Only 10% of my rent. So I will have to pay a little over $400
You
a
said
month
Section
now
8.
instead of $60 a month.
Oh, boo-hoo. I used to pay $3,500 a month.
So listen to this. $400 a month was her rent, but she was paying $750 for her fucking car.
Yep.
That's insane. How
That's
people
what you
live
do, man.
upside down like that.
And like I was saying earlier about the Escalades and the caddies and stuff up at the DHS, most of those people are selling drugs on the side.
Oh,
Yeah.
like,
yo, hey, I'll take you to the supermarket real quick because I've had people say this shit to me. I'll take you to the supermarket real quick. You buy whatever you want. I'll give you I'll give you like $40 and then I'll hook you up with my buddy that sells. And it's like, you know what? I know the money's going to you. Like whatever. It's a weird deal. I didn't get it right, but you know what I'm saying?
right.
They'll,
I hear you, King TL. Just hit me up. You can find me also on Instagram, okay?
yeah, I'm having trouble finding your school Instagram.
It's
I didn't know if you wanted to give out, which one.
I believe it's School of Thought with the number 1 on it. THOT. School of Thought 1.
See? There you go. Telling the audience.
The thotty
Good job.
Yes, the thotties. Yes. I don't feel bad for her. I used to pay $3,500 a month for my entire family in rent. Okay.
Right.
Rent.
Yeah.
So-
before the electric bill and all the other things that go along with that.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta buy food and everything else. You're
I did
getting
all
this
that too. Yeah.
on the
And car
fly
insurance,
and
everything
complaining.
else.
But again,
Good
did you
night,
hear
King
the-
TL.
Did you hear
Later,
the sense
man.
of entitlement that she had when she was saying that?
Yeah.
Can you
I know.
believe
Angry.
they're doing all these things? Oh my God. What the hell is wrong with them?
I should be able to get this money for free.
Right.
Because they're convinced that just being alive means that you are entitled to all these things. When no, it's not. Go freaking
Damn.
work.
Darnell, you actually know how much a can and a bottle costs? What the fuck?
A can and a bottle. Oh man.
He said the cans are 10 cents a can and the bottles are 5 cents a can. Ah, dog. Okay. And then, of course, if it's glass bottle, I think you get a little bit more. Real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know I was running a poll in my YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
And the poll said, do you think Elon Musk is doing the best for Social Security? Out of the people that answered, 38% said yes and 62% said no. I'm
Oh.
going to end that poll right now.
I mean, he did just start and everything, but I want to see what the finished product's going to be.
I'm scared.
I think we're all aiming for that.
I'm scared, Trippy. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm right around the corner from collecting. You don't understand. Stop messing with
Hey.
Social Security.
I think as many times as I've brought it up,
I
people
got a little
probably
while to
realize-
go.
I got 8 years left, bro. I'm just trying to get to 65, bro. I'm not trying to rush it, but damn.
Well, I'm not.
Can they have a little left for me?
Like I'm
I just
not
want
on.
a
I
little
know,
bit,
right?
you
You're
know, I
paying
just
the
want a little
taxes,
left,
damn
right.
it.
I've been paying the taxes all these years. God damn.
Like Ronan, you don't know, man.
Give me my
I've
money,
been-
damn it.
I've been told. Everybody's told everything to me about me. You know what I mean? Like I've been
Right.
told that I collect Social Security. It's like I do not. I mean, I
wish.
I wish I would if I could. You know, but
Yeah.
I do have a bridge card. You know what I mean? Like I talked about it enough. And I've said that. I'm sure people realized, but I only get like 200 a month.
Yeah, I mean, they don't give you ungodly amounts of money.
Yeah, I'll be scraping, man. I'm
What is this,
Have you
Whitney
heard of this
Webb?
broad?
Whitney Webb. Hey, how
Yeah,
you doing,
yeah,
Whitney? What's she doing?
all right.
What's
Okay.
about Whitney here?
All right. What she's saying, they're not trying to fix corruption. Now, I'm going to be putting more stuff on Whitney coming up in the future, but I just want to do a little introduction. And so this guy put together a little collage of that. So are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
There's a hidden agenda that's happening. And last week on X, Whitney Webb exposed explosive connections between U.S. foreign policy, corporate power grabs, and the dark alliances shaping global events. From Gaza's hidden agenda to tech giants fueling state surveillance, here's what you need to know. Curious how much of the money said to have been freed up by Doge is going to end up finding its way to war criminal Yahoo. Whitney questions if funds freed by Doge will...
Now, we are not anti-Semitic here, okay? But they're talking about Netanyahu.
support
I'm
Netanyahu.
just saying.
The Department of Government
But-
officials...
The yarmulke on the back of Trump's head looks really weird to me.
It's looking a little, it's a little odd, but when in Rome, I think is his
I get
policy,
it.
isn't it? Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's when in Rome, you do as the Romans do. So throw it on. Vel, hi.
policy led by Elon Musk has
his
swiftly
daughter
identified
converted.
and eliminated over
What?
One of Trump's daughters converted to Judaism.
Yes,
Ivanka.
the tall, yes, Ivanka, yes, she did. She married a Jewish man. That's
No,
why.
Ivanka's the wife.
Huh?
No, that was her mother's has a similar name.
Yeah, you said Ivanka. I think that's the wife.
Ivana? No,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. The
It's
tall
Ivy
blonde one.
something. Yeah, the tall blonde one that he
The tall blonde with the
fantasized-
fake tits.
The one
yeah,
he
and the nose job.
fantasizes about as his daughter. I'm like, what? the
Yes, I
fuck?
mean,
Hey, I mean, when in Rome, no.
yeah, I know,
Hey,
right? Incest is
true.
best. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Is
No,
that
it's
what they
not.
say in Rome?
Man, pause.
Yeah, no pause.
Now I got to get the center button. I got to get the censor button out here.
Gotta get-
Yeah, mine runs
I was
too long.
kidding.
Here.
$1
kidding,
billion
I'm sorry,
in
I'm
federal
sorry.
spending within
That
its
works
initial
real good.
3 weeks.
The mother was
These
Ivana,
reductions
she's
have primarily
Ivanka.
targeted
Oh,
low-priority
Ivanka,
programs
Ivanka.
across various
Too
agencies,
similar.
including healthcare. Notably, more than half of the initial savings were achieved by cutting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, reflecting the administration's cultural priorities. Additional cuts encompass digital modernization projects and underutilized office leases. Doge is collaborating with the General Services Administration to further evaluate government leasing costs for potential savings. The agency faces legal and public scrutiny due to its aggressive methods and the extensive powers granted by the administration. Future targets for budget reductions include Medicare and Medicaid fraud prevention, as well as potential cuts in military and education spending. Doge's comprehensive recommendations are scheduled for public release by July 4th, 2026. What do you know? In response to Corey Lynn's tweet about $1 billion in DEI contracts canceled thanks to Doge and military aid to Israel, Whitney reacts sarcastically to canceled contracts aligning with foreign aid shifts. I think I'm just going to start calling them the PayPalpatine Mafia. Whitney mocks influential figures tied to PayPal, likening them to villains. A U.S. long-term ownership plan of Gaza is just a nicer way of saying another U.S. long-term military occupation of the Middle East on behalf of Israel. If you think this will bring stability to the Middle East, you learned nothing from the War on Terror era at all. This policy toward Gaza is so extremely neoconservative.
Did you want to say something, Ronan? I saw you shake your head.
Hmm.
No?
Hold on. I do.
What? What do you want to say?
Trump was asked about Gaza,
Yes.
and they were like, it's going to take years to redo Gaza and make it a place where people can hang out or whatever. They were like, what's
Habitable.
your long-term plan since this is your last time that you can be president? And he goes, no, my plan is to buy it. So Trump is saying that he's going to buy Gaza.
Yeah, he did make that statement, didn't he?
He did. I recall.
He was
And then-
he was a little bit fucking. He was in a bad mood that day. You could tell he was in a crappy mood. I think that's the same day he told that one reporter, "I didn't call on you yet, so wait your turn."
Yeah, don't you talk to me
Caitlin
like that.
Collins or something, was it?
Yeah, something like
That's
that.
where he tried to tongue lash somebody like he was the emperor. You
I
don't
would
talk
be
to
up
the
in there, man.
president of the United States like that. What is wrong with you? I'm like,
I'd
what
be
the
just
fuck?
like, shut the fuck up. I would be so unfettered as president. I wouldn't even be wearing a suit. I'd be wearing a hoodie.
I think there's talk of getting rid of her press card.
I'd be hanging out with John Fetterman wearing
You
hoodies.
have Elon over there with a thing of powder, and I put some powder in my hand so I can smack the shit out the next.
Yeah, the pimp slap.
Yeah, the pimp slap.
It's pimping. You was assistant pimp. Is that How High? Which movie was that I'm thinking of?
I can't remember.
With powder.
I think it was a Dave Chappelle show, kind of like comedy skit where he was like, "Yo, where's my powder at?"
Oh
It
yes, he
was
did. He did
as
do that
well.
a lot. Yes.
I remember the one with Mike Epps, and he had the assistant pimp. I think it was How High, I want to say.
Okay.
And he was
play.
baby powder.
The baby
You know, roll
powder.
the D. Baby powder.
Okay.
It's good. It's good.
All right, we're gonna hit play again.
Goes even beyond the Bush era. Back then, they at least had to feign occupations were justified by allegedly going after the U.S.'s invisible enemies. Whitney Webb criticism of U.S. plans in Gaza as neo-colonial military occupation. Think bigger, guys. Let's take other people's land and call it American property. It will be ours. This is Make America Great Again, expanding our territory whenever and wherever we want, not about improving the lives of actual Americans in the current 50 states. More military adventurism and bigger empire. These attempts at spinning the Gaza policy announcement are bonkers. Occupation of foreign territory is now good as long as we claim it's ours.
Fuck yeah.
Whitney Webb's sarcasm highlighting the absurdity of U.S. claims over Gaza. Good thing there are all these EOs and task forces targeting anti-Semitism now. I'm sure that won't be used to censor criticism of this insane policy. Webb's concern is overusing anti-Semitism laws to silence policy criticism. If the current U.S. government is rooting out corruption but also being completely slavish to the state sponsor of Jeffrey Epstein, to the point that they are willing to ethnically cleanse and occupy a people on their behalf and criminalize domestic speech that condemns the policies of that foreign government and military, then functionally you are not rooting out all corruption. Instead, you are consolidating control over corruption by pushing out and exposing other corrupt factions.
Yes.
Whitney
I'd
Webb
agree with
claims that anti-corruption efforts are a facade for power consolidation. When the people making the cuts don't have to divest from the companies they run or have a stake in, or declare conflicts of interests, it is more likely than not that they will use that power to king-make and benefit their own companies, several of which in the case of Doge are already government contract.
I'd agree with that.
Oh, Kingmaker.
And Kingmake, and like, let's start the conspiracies for views now. Let's go, guys. He's been in there, what, 27, 28 days?
Let's get it going. But you can't completely disagree, though. I mean, once you take out all of your competition, then it's just you.
Right.
Yeah, good. I want it to be just me. I will replace Donald Trump. I got the bald
Tippy
spot
Cass,
going.
the dictator.
I got the
Tippy
bald
Cass,
spot
the
going
dictator.
already.
There you
Trippy
go.
Cass, the dictator, the new president of the United States. Let's do it. Let's make this happen.
Cover bald spots. I
Real
wear
quick,
multiple
guys, let me
yarmulkes.
get this super chat out.
Okay.
$20 super chat from Darnell Elliott. Thank you very much for the super chat, my brother. He says, modern day warfare queen. I guess Reagan was right. Oh, well, thank God it wasn't a black woman in the video. And I used to live in Detroit. That's why I know that Michigan deposits. I made $500 on recycling cans and bottles. Oh, because I made the comment earlier. He actually knew the exchange rate for cans and bottles.
Oh, and I forgot
it.
So
nice.
He made $500 on recycling. God damn, that was a lot of cans, bro.
That is a lot of
You
cans.
must have had a truck to move that shit.
True. Probably a pickup. But depending on where the guy lived, I might have went to school with him and his age.
Yeah, where did you?
I got $100 once.
Put in the chat where you lived at in Michigan. Was it Ypsilanti? Where were you?
Like, I used to live in
my
Westland.
boy's from Ypsilanti.
I used to live in Westland, and like I was born in Detroit. Then I got my white ass out of. No, I'm just kidding.
Darnell, drop it in the chat, bro.
That'd be funny if me and Darnell
Okay,
went
go
to
ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Nova.
The button star. God,
Button.
listen to
I'm
Bronin.
sorry.
No. I'm just.
Whitney Webb critiques of government officials profiting from budget cuts without accountability. New with at Maxie Y. Jones. We discuss the influence of the PayPal mafia's Peter Thiel on Trump's HHS, the likely policies of a RFK-led HHS, and what the expansion of contracts between HHS and Thiel-founded Palantir portend for the expansion of the surveillance state.
How
Whitney
do you guys
Webb's
feel about
discussion on
Robert F.
Peter
Kennedy
Thiel's
running
influence and the
HHS?
rise of state surveillance through tech.
I have been following him for years and his one website that was putting out information on vaccines and other disease-related issues for years. I mean, would I want to see him as a president? No,
No, I'm
but
talking about him in charge of your health care.
I for now I like it. For now I like it.
Okay.
Because of what
I don't
I
know the
he
man,
stands
so I
for.
can't form an opinion one way or another. That's what I'm asking.
Oh
yeah,
well,
dude.
He's on top of it. He's after Monsanto's and everything. He's on top of it.
He cleaned up the Hudson River too.
He did, yeah.
Check this out, Rona. Back in the day, right? This is years ago. I'm gonna tell RFK's little story star.
Go ahead.
One day, everybody woke up and they were like, "Holy shit! There was a bear in the middle of the park. What's the park called in New York? Everybody knows that.
Central Park.
Yeah, Central.
Bear, a dead bear, and a bicycle sitting in Central Park. Right? It was years and years ago, and everybody was like, "Well, how the hell did this bear and this bike get into Central Park?" A couple of years, or about a year ago, RFK Jr. admitted that it was because of him. He said he was driving down the road somewhere, I forget exactly where, and a lady had ran into a bear, a little brown, and she fucked a car up. And I guess he saw the accident, and he went up there, drove up there, or was on the way, behind her or something. And he was like, "You know what? I'll take the bear." And he stuck it in the back of his car. And there's pictures of him posing with this dead bear, by the way. Stuck it in his car. And then he said a couple days later, he's at a party and he was like, "Oh crap, I forgot there's a dead bear in my car." So he said he drove to Central Park at like 4 a.m, took the bear out, and realized, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to get rid of this bicycle too."
He sounds high.
He
Drunk.
Extremely high.
In Central
Or drunk.
Yeah, like I said, there's pictures of him with the bear.
Yeah,
and I think
I
the
heard
lady who
about
hit it.
Hold
That is
on,
hilarious.
hold on.
That guy should definitely be running the government, or at least some portion of.
At least your health care. I mean,
Hold on,
God
I'm
forbid.
gonna present something. Seems how we're talking about the dude. So hold on, keep talking. Keep finishing
Oh,
your
I know what you're
story.
looking for. I know what she's looking for.
I was gonna do a whole stream on men's health, by the way, and working out and stuff. So I'm just gonna play this one little clip.
Yeah,
Now
just
this dude is
beginning
what
of
is he?
it.
He's like 74 years old or something like that. I think he's like in his. I think he's 74. 70. Good.
Yeah.
Have you heard about rapamycin?
No, I have not. But
Oh, I'm gonna send you
I've been a
information on
holistic
that.
guy for a long time, so I've always looked at alternative type of medicines more so than over the counter. But
Well,
I
yeah.
heard about H&B combination with D3 supposed to help build muscle as you get older, because we
Okay.
start losing a lot of muscle as we get older.
Yes, you do.
So
Well, I'm gonna give you the heads up on rapamycin. Rapamycin is part of the anti-aging protocol for women. It can extend your life out over 20 years. It can reverse ocular damage and all kinds
how long
of
do
stuff.
we get? I'm a guy. I need to know how long do the man get?
Probably 10 plus years.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I'll take it. But the kicker is, it's not going to get covered by insurance. It's about $600 a year, and you take one pill.
That's here in the United States. I'm about to move to the
Yes.
Philippines. I'll see how much it costs over there.
I don't even know if you can get it in the Philippines, honestly.
Well, remember, we're not regulated like the FDA is here.
So you were
I was gonna
literally
say,
going
I
to take
might-
off to the Philippines?
Yeah, I'm literally in April going to be moving to the Philippines.
Oh
I was
my
gonna say,
goodness!
Yeah.
You probably have a better chance of getting it
Exactly.
in another country
also,
like that.
stem cell and all those other things will be available.
Oh yeah, dental.
Right on.
Fucking,
Right on.
It's like, okay, you guys are talking about health. Remember Miss Novastar, School of Thought lady?
Yeah.
On her recommendation, I asked my doctor to do a little test to see where like my test was. A test. I'm 37 and it's over 600. And she was like, "Yeah, you're better, a little higher than perfect. Like you're right where you want to be, really."
I said you're on the higher end, but you're still not optimal. Optimal
Well,
is
not you,
1,000
the
plus.
Optimum is 8 to 1200, I think.
Yes,
Yeah, not
1,000
Star,
plus.
but
Yeah.
the doctor told me that I'm higher up than most people my age.
I
So,
still
like,
want an extra boost.
naturally,
Damn
that's
it. You want that extra kick.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm going to leave the other part of why you want that extra kick alone.
I know it. It's so that I can
You
use
want to
my
leave
little
puddles in the bed. That's all.
My dangler. Look here, right here. That.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
censor
All
thing,
right,
yeah.
I'm gonna
There you
I'm
go.
gonna hit play.
There you go, Chippy.
I'm
Hey,
hitting
you gotta
play
hit it
now.
right down.
We're talking about ding dongs
That's
now.
right.
I'm hitting play.
Hey, I want to see Trump on
I wanna
TRT.
bathe
happening
in it, Yeah.
What?
I want to see Trump on steroids and TRT.
Yeah,
Hey.
spray me
Just-
down.
Just look at the Valentine's Day graphic that I made where he's all.
Yeah,
That's him.
Well,
That's him.
I mean, I think I was right when I was
Oh,
telling you
Nova.
they're all walking with their chest
Darnell
pumped out.
has a question for you. It's $2 super chat. He says, "Wait a minute. What did you say repairs retina? Because he has a glaucoma issue.
It can repair ocular damage.
Really?
What was
Yes.
the name of it though?
Yeah.
What was the name?
Rapamycin.
Oh, you need to look
Rapamycin.
that up. Yeah, you need to drop the name of that in the chat at least so he can look.
I'm gonna
it
try
up.
to Google it so I
Yeah,
can put the name written
rapamycin.
right. Oh, okay. Continue the video. I'll put the name in the chat on Star's side. I need to get over to Ronan's too.
You get.
No, I mean when you punch it in the general chat, it pops up over here. I think.
Oh, it does.
I think it does.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Why
with
did
the
it do that?
StreamYard chat. That's right.
Rap. R-A.
I got it.
P. Hold on. A-M-Y.
I gotta do it. I'm the boss.
Oh my God.
I am the boss.
Like,
My-
I'm running this show tonight.
My browser was taking over as I started typing.
And then bam, I got over to Ronan's chat. That's how you spell it.
Rapamycin. There you go. Copy it, paste it, study it, Darnell, because I know you're going to chat GPT.
Yeah,
the hell out of it.
I have an anti-aging doctor. Okay.
That was the other thing I did. I took all my medicines and all my supplements and all my holistic stuff, and I punched in everything from the dosage level and everything else. And I told ChatGPT to give me a formulary of what I should take, when I should take it, and how much. And it did. Gave me a chart of when to take it, what time, whether I take it with food, without food.
Here.
So it actually gives me a workup on all the medications. And I'm
all right.
taking
So
and how.
for Darnell,
I'm sorry, we didn't
Darnell,
mean to get off the subject, but this is
Darnell, listen to me. You're going to want to check out integrative peptides. Okay. They have stuff in there that's, I believe, for just eyes, but the TB4 frag and also thiaminogen, the stuff repairs tissue damage and stuff. So you want to get on this stuff, okay? Along with all of that. Anyways, my doctor will be coming on the show not too long from now. She is a anti-aging specialist, but she deals with disease, okay? But she doesn't just try to deal with disease. She tries to actually heal disease and get you in.
Please let me come over on that one.
Oh, I will totally introduce you. She does everything and deals with a whole lot of really complicated stuff. Now, she had lupus, and she no longer has detectable levels. And she's on rapamycin, she's on thiaminogen, and she is. You also want to get on, what is it called?
I don't know. Pull out your notes.
Hold on.
Well, I just checked. It is available in the Philippines.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to get naltrexone low dose. Low dose naltrexone.
Remember that. Low dose naltrexone.
Low dose
We're
naltrexone.
saying these words like we're medical doctors and we know how to spell them.
Naltrexone. Just start typing naltrexone.
Oh, for the love of God! I'm gonna have to type all.
We
this
need
stuff
your
out.
regiment, damn it. Give it up.
I'm giving you my regimen. LTREXONE, but it's
See if I can beat her.
low dose. When I type this in, it's also known as LDN.
I beat you.
When I type this in, does it go into your chat also, or they don't not? They don't see it on from my side.
When you put
he
it in the
already checked
StreamYard,
it.
it will.
Trippy already is over on my chat. Just typing everything
How
in.
fast?
You ass kisser, you. Okay.
Hey, I'll be kissing that
So
ass.
LDN is another name for the
Right.
troxidone or whatever.
Yeah.
I
So
can't even pronounce it. I am not a medical doctor.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I'll give you the hookups. Okay. I'm on it. I've been on it for years.
Oh, and
as
if you
far
guys-
as stuff that you should be doing for your health. Okay. All right. Let's hit play. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
To all the money that is going unspent from Doge's cuts. Users express curiosity about the reallocation of funds resulting from Doge's budget reductions. The original poster questions whether the unspent money will be returned or redirected elsewhere. A respondent suggests that since Elon Musk cannot unilaterally direct federal funds, any reallocation would require congressional action. The discussion reflects public interest in understanding the fiscal implications of Doge's initiatives and the processes governing federal budget adjustments. Whitney Webb continues to challenge the narratives around U.S. foreign policy, corporate control, and government surveillance. From Gaza to Silicon Valley, her insights reveal the hidden connections shaping our world. Like, share, and subscribe for more critical breakdowns. Check out our partners, Gemini and Afani, for secure digital solutions. SIM-swap fraud is sweeping the globe, and your mobile security is at risk.
We don't need their
Switch to
advertising.
Afani and lock out SIM
Is he
stable
go back
coverage,
to it?
free
No,
international roaming.
Okay,
Not
we're
sponsored.
done.
Not sponsored.
No, we're not doing sponsorships with those people, so we're not going to advertise for them.
Wait,
So there
wait.
we go.
But is it good, Ifani? I'm getting ready to travel, man. I need to know. No, go ahead. I'm just playing.
There's something in the Reagan clip. It said that Social Security money cannot be redirected elsewhere.
What?
What do you
Why?
mean?
It's not-
Yeah.
He
What is
said it's in the trust, the social wealth. It's in the social.
Yeah, it'll go back into the Social Security trust.
Has to.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should go from Social Security to Social Security Fund, or
Mm.
kind of like a
Yeah, like
trust.
Trump can't
Yeah.
redirect it or to some other department.
Yeah,
is what I'm getting.
that was the video I played with Ronald Reagan. He kind of spoke on that as well.
You know what? I hope something happens and they get rid of Whitmer out here. Governor Whitmer. She's terrible. You guys remember the video of the guy beating the living snot out of that old guy in the retirement home during the pandemic? That was because Whitmer had signed something in that basically said that people with the
Disease.
flu
Yeah.
could be
I like
held
the
at
way your
retirement homes.
eyes went up when you said it with your clown.
Hey man, it maps my real eyebrows. But yeah, that was because of her thing signing that in. That old man, he was beaten, and then later on, he I forget what they said he had. He had not dementia, but he had you get it when you're older. What was the thing? Was it
Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's, yes. And they said that after the beating, he stopped eating and he eventually passed.
Oh my God.
It's like, that's terribly sad. But Whitmer was one of the governors that deemed that people that were sick could be stored or taken care of at these, not retirement homes, but, old folk places. And
Yeah, Cuomo did that in New York as well.
Yes.
Let me
When
answer
you say
Sean real
taken
quick.
care of, you're sounding like it's morbid, like
Well, given
natural-
medicine.
what do they call it? When somebody decides to self-delete, what is it? Naturalization or what?
Sewer slide. No?
Yeah, but there's a medical term for it when you do it in a medical way.
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia. Thank you.
There you go. Yes.
There you go.
Let me
I'll
address
say.
Sean's question really quick. He says it sounds like rapamycin sounds like it's an antibiotic. No, it's not. But if anything, it has a similar function to metformin. Whereas metformin, if you take it outside of the diabetic issue, like for what is it, type 2s, right? It can extend your biological age. It will decrease it by 3 years or so. That's what this does. And in the midst of it, it helps to repair certain things. Like for her, she said her eyesight has been getting better since she's been taking it again.
They're telling people that metformin can make you okay.
No, it's a literal study. It's a fact. It can knock down your biological age 3 years.
You know
Maybe
what drives
more.
me kind of nuts is people that will listen to a study like that, right? But then deny science. Like that kind of drives me crazy. It's like, this is science. This is science. But you're going to
See, it contributes to your youth instead of something else that they don't want to agree with on science.
Well, no, like there are
But when it
people
comes
out
to
there
you
that do
living
that.
longer, they're going to want to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not saying anybody here at all. I'm just saying there's some folk out there that'll like make a video about it, be like, hey, this study shows this, but don't trust science, but trust this science though. It's like, what are you doing? People that don't know what hypocrisy is, I guess.
Darnell, you might be a considerably older guy, so Trippy Cat's only like 30 something. So
Yeah, I'm 37.
yeah, so maybe Airport High School is gone.
Well, I just don't know where it is.
or maybe it transferred
Maybe
into
it went
something else.
by the way of the 8 Mile.
Yeah. Dude,
That's
maybe.
true. That's true.
Shoot, when I was going to high school, our mayor of our little town in River Rouge, he spent the entire town budget and then some on building the new high school. And people were like, "Where'd the money go?" It's like you walk through
Jesus.
that high school.
Did y'all
and it
have a
had
good
marble
football team or
floors.
something?
What?
Was there a good football team at that high school or something?
The River Rouge, the Panthers, I guess is what we were. But I think we had a good football team. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
But like, dude, he put digital clocks in the hallways and the floors in that school. Every floor was marble. And then when the school opened up, our gym wasn't even finished because they ran out of budget.
Well, I don't know if Nova's seen them yet, but wait until you see the high schools down here in Texas. The football stadiums are over $1 million plus.
Really?
Alone. They got whole stadiums that look like pro athletes play there, but they're just high school football teams.
Holy
They
crap! Are
spend
they on something?
millions of dollars on football teams down here.
Well,
And
I
then-
noticed going by that the stadiums
Yeah.
were just outlandish. And I was like, wow, the
Outlandish,
patriotism
huge.
for it must be
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Are there a
Do-
lot
do
of
the-
Yes,
Do the
it's
boys
crazy.
do the boys look like they're older too? Like,
Yeah,
are they?
I mean, they're corn fed.
Oh my God.
So they're probably on steroids and stuff, probably
well,
little
they
enhancement.
probably
But
got
you know,
a little,
hey,
little assistance doing something down here. I
yeah,
don't know.
more than
Oh,
likely.
You know,
yeah.
they're eating them cows and everything down here. You know, they have to throw hay bales. They're messing with the cattle and all that. You're naturally stronger when you mess around with animals.
No, that is true.
Yeah, because competing levels of hormones and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It'd be like I'm stronger than this bull.
But you ain't never gonna be.
I would still imagine some of
I
them
know
are getting
that.
some assistance, but you know, it's okay. I don't care.
You know,
bother
like,
me.
I have heard that some actors and stuff are on like deer testosterone
Yeah, I've heard of weird stuff
and horse
like that. Yeah,
because they're
Horse
like naturally
piss.
muscular animals.
yeah, I've heard of different things. You drink it and it's supposed to. I'm not.
Yeah,
Well, you
but
gotta do, like,
the
the-
long term of that can't be good on the system because
imagine.
it's not bioidentical. It needs to be bioidentical.
Yeah, like I heard,
that's the whole
Chris
thing when
Hemsworth-
you had the horse neck when you did the steroids, the horse steroids, and you notice the guys that had the square jaw when they were on steroids and their
Mhm.
shoulder and neck muscles were like exorbitantly high. And I'm
Yep.
like, yo,
Gross.
we know
That's too
you're on
much.
steroids.
That's too
Man,
much.
You want to see some people with some weirdly thick necks? Look at drifting, like people that drift cars for a living. Holy shit! And NASCAR and stuff is because they have to keep their heads still and their neck
And the
muscles start getting really
G-forces, yeah.
yeah.
Now you're making my
Especially without a Hans device.
You're psychologically messing with me, Trippy Cast. My
Why?
neck is hurting now.
Oh,
P. Fletch says
my
that
neck.
stuff causes accelerated plaque buildup in the arteries, doesn't it? At Trippy
Most
Cast.
likely.
Yeah, there are side effects.
Like they say that Chris Hemsworth was doing the deer testosterone, and he's got some kind of muscular disorder now. I think.
Yeah,
More than
I know he
sometimes
said he's
it's
going to
not-
quit working out for movies.
So sometimes
like-
it's just better to do natural things that can kind of increase your testosterone and things like that. So it
Yep.
just won't touch you with me.
Stick to bioidentical, okay?
Yeah,
Because
there you go.
all the other stuff, including the synthoids, is what causes cancers. All right.
Boy.
Wait, I'm sorry. According to YouTube land, I have to say that that's not necessarily true, but that is wink, wink. Okay. So
Well, we ain't doctors. We don't know.
we are not doctors, and we're
All
not giving.
information we're giving you by disclaimer.
That's our
we're not
opinions.
doctors or not recommending. This is all
That's
purely
right.
our official opinions.
It is
That's
up to
right.
you.
Thank you.
Please seek
Look into it for
medical
yourself.
attention or medical advice for anything.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Please press your
This
life
is
link
all.
button
Yeah.
30
All
times.
right, gentlemen. I have to go here in a minute because I have other responsibilities.
Yeah.
So, but it has been a pleasure. I'm kind of bummed you're taking off.
I'm still going to be I mean, everything I have right now on my desk is
Yeah.
portable beside from my monitor. And I plan on getting a 15-inch fold-in monitor where I can have a double screen.
Oh,
So
cool.
My
Nice.
whole
Okay.
system
All
is
right.
portable.
Well,
So I'm still
America
gonna be,
will-
are you kidding me? All the shows
People are
I gotta
lovely
do?
from the Philippines.
I do 3 shows a freaking week. I can't. No, I got to do that. And then
Right?
I'm gonna add travel content to it too. No.
Shit, I
Oh,
got down to
okay,
one
all
show a
right,
This
week.
is the
right.
beginning.
But
This-
but
this show.
America will miss having
America.
a great patriot.
America.
Okay, okay.
You know, if I wanna
America.
touch America's soil, I can go right to Guam. Guam is the closest place I can go and hit America.
That's true. That is true.
And it
Okay.
looks just like Hawaii. So
And I'm thinking
just
about
a
changing my
tidbit
name
for
to the
y'all that wanna be way
Americlown.
over there.
America.
America.
Clan.
I'm not going to do that.
No, you should. Where's your
No, I'm
American
actually
hat?
gonna
Put it on.
name I've worked hard on being the Trippy Cast. You look that shit up. Google shows you me. You know,
You can't make a purple and light purple American flag back there.
oh, I will.
Yeah.
Or I'll just do red,
And
white,
have
and
it
blue.
do
I mean,
the
it's-
ripples. Do the ripples with it too. Make it move.
Yeah. Make it move.
Blowing like
This isn't
America,
usually-
and all of a
this-
sudden you got the purple flag behind you.
Not even sure. Yeah, this isn't the normal screen I use. I got my basement. I'm afraid to click on OBS because I'm not sure how many videos are like primed.
Pete Fletch, wait, I thought the show was ending. Yes, the show is ending. Everybody who donated to me, thank you so much.
Remind it is.
And Trippy, thank you for being a Shane. Always a pleasure. He helps me do a lot of research.
Thank you, guys.
And Ronan,
Thank
you're
you
one of my
very
favorite
much.
streamers, by the way. Thank you for
Oh
stopping
my God!
by.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I have to go do
I appreciate
domestic
Darnell
crap.
Elliott for my sponsor on my channel. Thank you very much for the super chats. I appreciate all the support I get from my chat. And if you can see it in your heart, I did put the link in the chat. Please go and subscribe to School of Thought. Nova
Thank you.
Star. And if you want to, please go subscribe and actually hit the super chat. Send her a little money.
Yeah. Thank you so
support
much.
the channel.
All right. So thank you, gentlemen, and everybody who's been with us for this evening. And we wish you a great rest of your week. God bless and goodbye. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. And don't
Bye.
oh my God.